Get nasty on a Tuesday. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Gary Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate you joining us. 2:02, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Monday Night Football. 49ers throttle the Jets. What was your biggest takeaway? Was it on the Niners or was it Rodgers?
For me, it was the Niners. Contrary to the masses, I really haven't expected much from the Jets this year. When we did our thing earlier, last week, I didn't even have them making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I was not enamored with, the Jets, and now they got Rodgers. I was worried about the 49ers. Can they do it again? And then to find out Christian McCaffrey's out, like, oh no. And then this other kid, Mason, who looked like Roger Craig reincarnated, running downhill, trucking through people, dragging four guys with him. Only, 143 yards rushing? Something like that?
Only
did it.
Only 47, I think.
147? I was way off. My bad.
Bad day.
But I was just thoroughly impressed with the 49ers. I thought that their defense was strong. They didn't make life easy for Rodgers or the Jets. And I thought the offense, well, Brock Purdy had a fine game. Nothing crazy, but just so many weapons available for him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good game by the 49ers. They looked like they were clicking and hitting on all cylinders. I think Brandon Ayuk, he dropped that one pass that I think we usually see him catch. Mm-hmm. Trent Williams, to me, looked a little bit out of shape, probably because he missed some time in the offseason. I'm being very generous.
That's a big man as it is.
He's already a big, but he's never looked. You know, he probably added about 15, 20 pounds, maybe more. Mm-hmm. But he'll eventually, get it off of him. But he definitely still an elite, left tackle, probably still one of the best in the game at 36 years old. So I thought all in all, they looked outstanding. Fred Warner, man, he tried to, I don't know who he flew into one time. I was like, oh my God, he's going to kill him good. I love people that play the game with a passion. And the 49ers do that in all three phases. They did a great job last night. The Jets left a lot to be, left a lot more questions to be asked and answered. There was a point where Mike Williams, I don't think even saw the field. Like, he wasn't getting much of an opportunity. It didn't look like they were clicking on all cylinders as I expected them to. Because I did think that they would be a playoff team. And it's one game.
It is one game against maybe the best team in the league.
Correct. So we'll see what they look like next week.
I think it kind of confirmed a lot of things for me. It confirmed that the 49ers can beat you in a multitude of ways. It also confirmed to me that Deebo Samuel is the most underrated aspect of that offense. It's not necessarily Christian McCaffrey. Like, CMC is going to get his workload. He's going to impact, he's going to have the highlight plays. He is the headliner in that offense. But if you watch the way that Deebo Samuel is utilized in Kyle Shanahan's offense, whether he's a running back, he's in the slot, he's out wide, jet sweep, he impacts the game in a multitude of ways. When he was banged up a couple of weeks last year, the 49ers offense didn't look as right. Remember, they went to Marsh's Vikings on the Monday night and they lost. And I think they lost they lost back-to-back games or maybe three in a row. And Samuel didn't play. So to me, it's like he's the catalyst. Yeah. Brandon Ayuk, I think, it's going to take a while. We saw this with other players that have held out in years past, including the 49ers. Nick Bosa didn't really make a bunch of plays last year early on after he held out. It wasn't until the second half where he looked like Nick Bosa again. Yeah. Carey, you can talk to this more than Jamie and I can, but if you miss training camp, you can get prepared on the side.
Right.
They showed Ayuk catching the ball in between the trees and all that. It's not the same. Like, you're not ready to go. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a while for Ayuk. And in the meantime, especially if McCaffrey's dealing with that calf injury, it's going to be the Deebo show and the George Kittle show. And they're going to be just fine. Kid. Mason looks very good, yeah.
They got a valuable backup in Mason.
Like, the Jets' defense is legit.
Yeah.
They are.
And Mason ran a train through that team.
Yeah, he was spectacular last night. I think, Deebo, when he signed his contract a couple of years ago, I was under the assumption that he was going to have in there, please don't keep putting me at running back. Like, just let me play wide receiver. Let me play in the slot. But he lines up in the backfield, and that's the thing about the 49ers that I've said it in the past. They are such a mismatch for opposing defenses because if you put your slot receiver in the backfield and you can hand the ball off to him, who's in the backfield with him? Like, where, and then maybe you motion them out. Are you in man-to-man? What coverage? You basically telling the 49ers what coverage you're in, whether it's zone or man, and you are out of. It's so hard to match up against a team that can put their receivers and their running backs in different spots all over the field.
Yeah.
And so Deebo Samuel is like the Swiss Army knife, and so is Christian McCaffrey when he's healthy. They are a team that is hard to defend against, and they have so many athletes. George Kittle, I don't even remember his name being called too much yesterday.
He had like 2 or 3 key passes.
But it wasn't, it's just like whoever's open, whoever's available, they're going to get the ball.
Yeah.
And I think it was good last night.
You mentioned Brock Purdy too, Jamie.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. I thought Brock Purdy was fine.
He's fine.
If you
didn't lose a game for him.
Exactly. But if you watch Purdy compared to like Aaron Rodgers, and I realize that Purdy is significantly younger and all that, but in today's NFL, if you can't move if you're not mobile, you better be able to move. Brock Purdy he might not be the most mobile guy like a Kyler Murray or Lamar, but he can move.
Yeah.
He can extend plays. He can get out of the line of fire. Rodgers, repeatedly last night, if his first option was open, he was fine. If his first option was not open, it was going to be a sack, or he was going to pull the ball down and, throw it into coverage. And he got in trouble a couple of times last night doing that, including the one where the ball ricocheted and the 49ers got an interception.
Yeah, so based on both of those guys, one thing that I noticed about Brock Purdy, and I watch him more now because obviously there's a lot of attention to that 49ers team. A lot of people still don't believe in Brock Purdy, whatever. So I like to watch and study what's going on. And this is just my observation. You guys can completely correct me if I'm wrong. But he senses where the pressure is coming from before it's actually problematic for him, and he gets away from that. He buys himself some time and then usually finds a good option. Like you said, It's not like he's not a running quarterback. He's a moving quarterback. He moves away from the pressure while not moving into a trap set by the defense.
No, I think, Jamie, that you're spot on.
And then when you watch Rodgers play, I said this to you guys last night in the text message. He looks 103, and I don't mean because of the gray beard and all that. Hey, trust me, I'm the gray guy here too. But for the first time ever, when I watched Aaron Rodgers, specifically towards the end of the second quarter and specifically in the second half, he looked old. He was barely able to move around the field in the pocket. He was either trapped, like you said, he was either getting the ball out quickly or he was done. And it just did not look comfortable. There's certain throws that didn't look comfortable.
Yeah.
For one game, I know.
Right.
He hasn't played in a year and all that, but he looked old. He didn't look rusty. He looked old to me.
He did look a little bit aged. I think when you're coming back from an Achilles tear, missing that time, the younger you are, the easier and the quicker your body can respond and heal and get back to playing in the way that you're accustomed to. Again, but I don't want to overreact with just one game. They didn't look really good offensively, and I think their inability to run the ball with Breece Hall, I think that'll get better, hopefully, because that's the one thing that will allow Aaron Rodgers to do some of that boot, play action, things of that nature, and get some receivers open downfield.
Can he still do it? Can he boot?
He won't boot.
That's what I'm talking about. Can he do that?
He's not. So
he won't turn his back. He will not turn his back to the defense. He won't.
Anthony is still bothered because of what he saw from Kirk Cousins, and he's putting Aaron Rodgers, who he has a disdain for
Kirk
already.
Looked more mobile than Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know.
I'm just saying something.
I don't know.
Because he can't move.
Kirk didn't look very mobile either.
No, Kirk sucks, and now he's slow.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers is old, and now he's slow.
I think he's right.
All right.
I think he's right.
Aaron Rodgers is not the boot. He will not turn his back to the defense at all. He's not comfortable with it.
We'll see. I think it's like I don't want to overreact to one game against one of the.
Be careful when you turn your back to the D.
Don't turn your back to the D.
Yep.
Against the second best team in the National Football League. I won't go as far as to say that it's a wrap for the Jets in their season right now. I just will say that they played a really good team that was clicking on all cylinders last night. And let's see what week 2 looks like for Aaron Rodgers.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We'll get into a couple of different things today, including our victory over the Riz show. Nice job, gentlemen. Nice job to BK, who's a part of our team. We won week 1 against the Rizzuto show. So we'll get into some of the decisions that we didn't like and some of the ones that we were happy about. And unfortunately for our guy, Andrew Marsh, he will be shot precisely one time today in his backside for losing week 1. There was also some smack talk by the Riz Show.
Shocker.
So we'll play some of that audio.
Yeah, that's how they
After a
roll.
loss, well, you got to do. Jamie, what'd you say?
Oh, they got to deflect.
They got to deflect. Yeah. Look over here. Didn't you guys lose? Yeah, but Marsh, look what he did. Typical Riz Show. The Cardinals are calling up Thomas Saggese. What are we going with? Saggese?
I think it's Saggese. I screwed it up for like 6 months. I think it's Saggese.
So the Cardinals are calling up Thomas Saggese. They're also optioning Victor Scott II. We will get into that at some point, but we do have to play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, watching Aaron Rodgers last night made me think of a few things, all right? He's getting a little bit older. He's a little slower out there, kind of feeling like I did, a little tired, irritable, probably. Looked a little irritable, that's for sure.
Maybe a little checked out.
Maybe a little checked out. Maybe he's got low testosterone. He should get into mentality and see our friends in South County or in Chesterfield. Did wonders for myself. Again, an aging athlete that was not performing the way I needed to, just in regular everyday life. And now being into mentality, doing the full blood panel, finding out I was low in testosterone, other vitamins. Now I'm on the peptide therapy, which I can't even tell you how awesome that is. Just mentality changed a lot for me.
Man, it did for me too. So it's great, right? I actually missed a couple of weeks there. We have vacation and things like that. I know, right? But here's the thing. I started to feel it. I started to feel that irritability come back a little bit. I didn't have the strength in the weight room. I didn't have the energy at the end of the day. It was just a reminder to me that I've got a lot more to give, but the medical's got to check out. And that's what mentality is all about. We go in there, you get the blood panel, you sit down with their board certified physicians. They're fantastic. They walk you through the whole process. It's easy. A lot of insurance companies will cover the cost of it, and it works. Bottom line, you'll feel better. You won't be coming home in a bad mood. You'll have the energy to play with the kiddos, or maybe you got side jobs, whatever you want to work on, right? Mentality helps you be who you are. Visit them, lowtusa.com, and when you head down to one of those 2 locations, like Jamie was telling you, tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. It's Mentality. game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We got somebody from the Snake Pit goes, we were talking about mentality in the break, and Michael goes, you're irritable all the time on the radio. You sure mentality is working? Think about if I didn't have it.
No, hang on. In Anthony's defense, that's not that's not being irritable. Mm-hmm. That's getting the intensity back. That's the fire in his belly. That's the testosterone. Right. You can smell it coming out of his pores in here.
It's passion.
You know, Carey, you smelled it.
I smelled. Mm-hmm. That's what that was?
Yeah. Well, that's what he's passion.
Oh, okay.
Like Bill Burr says, I idle at 75. That's what he said. I idle at 75. I can relate to that. All right, lineup game. Here we go.
I'm not so sure about this anymore. There are a lot of variables.
Yeah, certainly are.
So it'll be the same.
By the way, Victor Scott, if you just missed it, Victor Scott has been optioned to Memphis. Thomas Saggese is up. So I don't know if Thomas Saggese's in this lineup or not, boys, but I guess we'll find out.
Play the kids.
So we're going Mason Wynn here?
Show us. Mason Wynn.
No. Show us. Thomas Saggese.
It was worth a shot. I don't blame you. Who else is going to...
Well, Donovan's the backup shortstop.
Donovan is out, isn't he?
They said he was out.
Is it
Freddie
Michael Ciani?
No, it's shortstop?
No, not a shortstop. The leadoff.
Oh, well, if it's Mason Wynn's going to be your leadoff.
I just said Mason Wynn.
Yeah, I just said Mason Wynn.
I know, but it was wrong, Carey. That's why I'm confused.
I clearly...
So, you know what I did, guys? Let's have a moment of truth here, okay?
Please do, because I'm so confused.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So the hamster started running the wrong way on the wheel. So, because Mason Wynn has been the leadoff hitter most of the season, I just thought that whoever's leadoff is also the shortstop. Which is why I blurted out Saggese.
That's hilarious.
In my head, I was like, you can't have anybody leading off except the shortstop.
Which is, right. When I said Michael Ciani, you said, no, he's not playing shortstop.
That's when it hit me. I'm like, what the hell am I talking about?
It's like the 80s and the 90s where 90% of the league let off their center fielder.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys, I apologize. I feel like I should be able to take back that second X.
No,
you're good.
Not how that
you're
works,
fine.
I don't think.
Yeah. All right, so...
No Mulligan?
No Thomas Saggese, no Mason Wynn.
Michael Ciani?
Sure.
Do you feel confident? Who else would be
I think
leading
Alec
off?
Burleson could be a leadoff.
Oh, no.
You wanted somebody gets on base, right?
Let's go Michael Ciani.
Newt used to lead off.
You want to go Newt?
No, I'm not going Newt. I refuse.
Newt, there it is.
I'm just saying he used to.
You guys can go with it. I just don't support it.
Well, what do you support, Jamie? Whoever's playing shortstop is leading off. Jose Fermin. Okay.
It could be Fermin.
I didn't say that either.
Fermin,
why wouldn't Mason Wynn be leading off? He must not be.
Ciani. Who do you want, Carey?
Michael Ciani it doesn't make sense, but
Go
it
for
does.
it.
Show us Michael Ciani.
I think it's Alec Burleson.
Go for it.
Show us Alec Burleson.
Show us Jose Fermin.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
pretty cool.
I thought he was hurt.
That's you. That's on you, Carey.
Screw you,
We had
Ollie.
Donovan 2 minutes ago.
It's on Ollie.
I thought he was hurt.
It's on Ollie.
Man.
Isn't he day-to-day with a foot injury? Isn't that why you brought Saggese up?
Yeah.
It's not?
No, we'll get into that. No, because they
So
sent down.
Donovan's
They
probably
sent down
playing
Scott.
shortstop then. Because they've been talking all day about Mason Wynn needs a day off.
He didn't have a day off yesterday. They didn't have a damn game.
Carey, I'm telling you, he started 25 games in a row. The man needs a day off.
Yeah. So you get 2 days?
I don't know.
Jamie,
What?
go
Here you
for
go.
it.
Go what?
Your
I don't know
dad,
who this is.
Alec Burleson.
Okay, show us Alec Burleson.
You know, kind of closed my eyes and swung
I know
at
what
it
you're
and
talking about.
did what I wanted to do.
Bully to the rescue.
Clearly.
He's not here.
Struggling today, man.
He's not here at all.
He didn't even go to the lake.
He's not here.
No, I'm not even.
It's Tuesday.
Like he's active. Like the one day he wasn't even active. Like I was doing my thing where I'm like, I'm just gonna keep being an a-hole and I'm gonna just go and
He
go
didn't
and go.
respond
He didn't
at all.
respond.
Ah,
Nothing.
He didn't stop me. He didn't protect anybody. I'm like, something's wrong.
Have your fun.
All right, is this Goldschmidt?
Sure.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold! Rich with gold! Gold!
Show us.
No.
He's a Gold Glove winner and perennial All-Star.
Oh, listen to Mr. Gold Glove over here.
Come on.
I don't know now. I have no idea.
Herrera? Newt?
I mean,
I think it could be Newt.
Newt might get bumped up.
I think it's Newt. Show us Lars Newtbar.
What makes you think she's a witch?
Well, she turned me into a newt.
A newt.
Got better.
So if they're just bumping everybody up, then this would be Walker.
You think this is Walker?
Yeah.
At 6?
Yeah. Because no Mason wins. So
Show us Jordan Walker.
What's his angle?
What angle?
Launch!
Launching now.
So
then this would be Peter
Pages
Peter
or
Pages.
Herrera?
It would be Pages.
I think it'd be
Pages.
Pages.
If it's Herrera's playing, then he would be in front of Walker.
I think it's Pedro
My man.
Pages.
All right, go ahead.
Show us Pedro Pajes.
No, no, no.
Oh, extra one.
What was
again.
that? There's a punch.
All right, show us. Can I?
Go ahead. Do it.
Go for it.
Think it's Herrera?
Sure.
Or do you think Pajes is at 8?
Maybe this is
Who are
Saggese.
we- Maybe it's Saggese. But where would he be playing? Second base.
Shortstop.
Second base.
Shortstop.
Donnie's going to play shortstop. Watch. Show us. Thomas Saggese.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow. All right.
At least they're playing him.
All right. Now this is Pajes.
There you go.
I think so too.
All right. Show us Pedro Pajes.
Carey, your guy.
Show us Michael Ciani.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Cera.
All right.
Run it, Marsh.
All right, leading off, second baseman, Brendan Donovan.
No, it's got to be a shortstop.
Batting second, your DH, Alec Burleson. Batting third, first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting fifth in left field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting sixth in right field, Jordan Walker. Your shortstop, batting seventh, Thomas Saggese. Saggese.
Saggese. Thomas
Saggese.
Saggese.
Batting eighth, catching, Pedro Pajes. And batting ninth, center fielder, Michael Ciani.
Stay fair. Stay fair. Stay fair.
Go fair, go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
You know what we did wrong? We didn't talk about who's on the bump for the other team.
We didn't care.
Didn't matter.
We didn't care.
I don't think it would have mattered.
We just didn't.
Who is on the bump?
Andre Palance's on the hill for the Cardinals, and the guy starting for the Reds, I think, has got like 2 starts under his belt.
Rhett Lauder.
Is he lefty or righty?
He is an RHP.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that would have mattered, but who knows? All right. Whose turn is it?
Jamie and I are still tied.
So I went first last time. You went first the time before. Go ahead, Marshy.
Okay, I'll take Thomas Saggese.
What is he, a 2 or 3?
He's got to be a 3.
He's
I would
got
give
20 home runs in minor.
Well, he's got to prove it, though. He's got to prove it at the major league level.
Of course.
Although, hang on, we did make Walker a 2-pointer, and he had never proven anything.
What are you talking about? He played last season.
I think Saggese should be a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really care. It's fine. I'm going to go with Luken Baker off of the bench.
Wow. Give me Jordan Walker.
I'm going to go with the guy I don't think will hit a home run at all. And tonight, I don't think that Newt has a shot. So give me Newt. A little reverse psychology here.
No,
boys.
you definitely fooled the system.
Yeah.
By the way,
That's how that works.
speaking of reverse psychology, I thought it was funny that I had picked the Green Bay Packers to win the NFC, and then their quarterback got injured. And I also picked the Cincinnati Bengals to win the AFC, and they lost to probably the worst team in the NFL.
So you now have the power.
I have the power.
It used to be the Stalter Stackup number 10 team. No longer. Now Andrew Marsh has the power. Good luck, man. You've got a lot. You got a lot at your fingertips now.
Yeah. Well, apparently I'm stupid, though, so
Well, the Riz show called you that, and I
Yeah.
don't like
I
that.
don't like that either.
good. It's good to know that I have teammates that would back me up.
Absolutely.
What's rule number one,
Ridiculous.
Marsh?
Nobody's safe.
They're not safe today.
Not at all.
All right, let's dive into the Thomas Saggese situation. Why was he called up? Will we see him play much outside of tonight? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the Cincinnati Reds with Andre Palante on the mound, going up against Rhett Lauder. First pitch is at 6:45. We just played the lineup game, and Thomas Saggese, who was called up today, is in the lineup. He will play shortstop, and he will bat in the 7th spot for the Cardinals tonight. Victor Scott II has been optioned to Memphis. Last night, Monday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers defeated Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets by a final score of 32-19. We will go over our NFL Week 1 Pick'em Challenge. We'll have that recap for you later in the show, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to dive back into why Thomas Saggese was called up right now for the St. Louis Cardinals. So stay tuned. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Katie Wu was on with BCAM Ferrario earlier today, and one of the things that she discussed was why the Cardinals called up Thomas Saggese. And if you're just joining us, Thomas Saggese has been called up. He's in the lineup tonight, as Marsh just mentioned, and Victor Scott was optioned to Memphis. But again, here's Katie Wu on why the Cardinals called up Saggese.
And the primary reason Thomas Saggese was called up was to provide some sort of infield depth and flexibility. Brendan Donovan has not been available for the last 2 days because of a foot infection. Mason Wynn, well overdue for a day off, and was actually told that they were going to try to do everything they could to get him a day off today. You look at Mason's numbers, it certainly reflects that he needs a day off. Nothing against him personally. He's just been grinding at a time in his longest season of his career and could certainly benefit from, the off day yesterday and maybe one more day off today. So the Cardinals don't know if Brendan Donovan is going to require an IL stint. They were going to see how he heals over yesterday's off day and have him evaluated before game time today to see so. But what they really would prefer not to do is, with Donovan unavailable and, trying to give Mason Wynn the day off today, they would have to put Jose Firmino at shortstop and Matt Carpenter at second base. They just think bringing up Saggese would provide a little bit more depth and flexibility in that role. So until we know what the corresponding move is, it's pretty hard to dictate what Saggese's role will be. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more information when we talk to Ollie Marmol in a couple of hours.
All right, so that was before we knew that Victor Scott was optioned. So when we started the show, we learned that Victor Scott was optioned, but at the time, Katie Wu didn't know what the corresponding move was. That's why she said that. Thomas Saggese needed to be added to the roster, or else he was going to be exposed to the Rule 5 draft. That's the other reason why he's up right now. This was kind of always the plan for the Cardinals. They did not want to expose him to the Rule 5 draft, which means a team would have to had an opportunity to draft him in the offseason in the Rule 5 draft, and if they kept him on the roster the entire year, he would not be property of the Cardinals any longer. So this makes sense for a couple of reasons. One, as Katie mentioned, maybe it's some infield depth right now, but two, really, it's about not exposing him to the Rule 5 draft. Yeah. I don't think this is necessarily a developmental ploy.
I think it's we get to have our cake and eat it too. It's a situation to where it checks the box to keep him out of the Rule 5 draft, and at the same time, we get a look. We're going to put him in the lineup tonight. Let's see what we got here. Because the young man's been absolutely raking at the AAA level all season long. Defensive part of his game, as I read up on him a little bit, needs work still. Like, he's not going to come up and take the spot of Mason Wynn or even Brendan Donovan at second base. Like, he's got some work to do, but the bat plays. He puts the ball in play a lot, and he's got enough power. He's got some pop to take it, out of the yard too. But this is a situation where the Cardinals are. Let's go back to the Blues season, when the Blues had to have a certain amount of games for Scott Perunovich to play in order to retain his rights, so that he did not become an unrestricted free agent. And the Blues, knowing that they had a good young player, maybe not sure what his future fully is with the team or in the NHL, but they checked the box of making sure he played the perfect amount of games to keep him within the organization. I look at it kind of like that right now. With the Cardinals are not really sure what they have in Saggese. They're going to get a little look at him, but if nothing else, at least they check the box and nobody else can take him.
Mm-hmm.
So does this mean he's here for the remainder of the season, or can he be sent back down and he's no longer part of the Rule 5 draft? If he
No. I think he's got to stay up the rest of the way.
Okay, because if not, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, the little yo-yo thing. Send him up, send him down. Bring
Well,
him
they're
up,
doing
send
that
him
with
down.
Victor Scott.
And Jordan Walker, they've done that as well. It seemed like a young player thing. I just wanted to make sure and clarify.
Well, here's the other thing too.
Strategy.
So, you bring up the young player thing. If anyone was thinking initially like, they'll have an opportunity to evaluate him over the next X amount of games, there's not enough time to evaluate him. The evaluation
there's 19
process.
games left.
The
Anthony.
evaluation process needs to be ongoing constantly. It's not just about 20 big league games. You have to commit to playing to young guys. You have to invest in playing in young guys.
So I have another question.
Yeah.
So when Mason Wynn comes back into the lineup and he doesn't have his days
Sorry,
off.
Carey. Clarification. Brandon Kiley, thank you. Kiley's just said they can send him down whenever. Just has to be on the 40-man. My bad.
So they probably will be sending him back down.
Well,
so this
we'll
is
see if
just
he strikes out
what we call a
or not
spot
tonight.
start, right? Or is that just for pitchers?
I don't see why you'd send him down. Honestly, I'd play him.
Who knows?
I'd play him. Play him the rest of the way. Like Victor Scott, you had him up here. What?
Have you watched this team?
I know, but
why
Carey,
the hell would they play him the rest of the year? Why would they do such a smart, intelligent thing for their future? Why in the hell do you think that this team would think about what's going to happen in 2025? Jamie, they need to win now. And they're only 6.5 games back in the wild card, and they're 10 plus in the division. But Jamie, damn it, as long as there's time on the clock, there's time left for them.
Yeah.
Huh?
So what I do is I plan the rest of the season.
You wear your glasses.
I
when
think
you say that.
sometimes I just think
when you
that's what's
slip
happening.
in and out of Mr.
Oh, sorry.
Cardinal, you got to at least put on the glasses so we know what the hell's going on.
At least a monocle, like one of them. At least.
Something.
I may take what
Pop
just
out
take one
the-
out.
yeah. Pop out the lens.
But I don't see why the Cardinals wouldn't play him. Like, Carey, I totally understand what you're saying. It kind of goes, it's off-brand for them to just invest in the young guys. It's like, oh, no, don't go in there. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
But I'd play him. I'd play him in different spots, too. Let's see what you got. Maybe you've got another Brendan Donovan. And if that's the case, then that's good. Because then you can, much like you moved on from Tommy Edman, and it's in that certain scenario, maybe you move on from Brendan Donovan in a year. I love Donnie, but you got to keep getting younger and, things like that.
Yeah. So why are the Cardinals so reluctant on bringing up young players? I want to get into that next because I think it's part of the bigger conversation here. Katie Wu, again, was on BK and Ferrario, and she did discuss why the Cardinals haven't brought up more young guys quicker, which is, I think, a question that we all have had. So Katie dives into that. You'll hear from her, and then we'll react to what she said because I think part of it, especially now with the current state of the franchise, is quite frustrating. Again, we'll get into that conversation next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, then you need to learn about my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals. They're tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and your budget. You don't have to be a contractor. If you have some things in your home that you want to get rid of that you can recycle, Scrap Mart can help you get this done. Job site cleanup for contractors at times is a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, excavator, or any other contractor, Scrap Mart Metals recycling can make your job easier. If you own that heavy equipment, time and time again, you have to repair it. Eventually, it's going to break down for good. They'll come and get it out of your way, or you can haul it yourself to one of their convenient locations, 3 convenient locations, Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they buy it. They offer a convenient drive on scale, and they have the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just reach out to them today at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. Again, that's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So as we talked about in the previous segment, Katie Wu was on with BK and Ferrario earlier today. She discussed the Thomas Saggese call-up. As we know, Victor Scott has been optioned to Memphis. And one of the things that the guys talked to Katie about, and Katie does a great job covering the Cardinals for The Athletic, was why the Cardinals have been a bit reluctant to bring up some of their younger players. Here is what Katie Wu said.
I think the short amount of games is what we're focusing on here. Look, the Cardinals for a long time, up until arguably, last week, have been trying to make a playoff push. The numbers are what they are. We are in the standings, writing's on the wall here, so they can shift some of their younger options. It was much easier to do last season when they were 20 games under 500, and they knew the last 8 weeks of the season would virtually not matter. This season, they had a chance up until this weekend, and now they can kind of focus and look towards 2025. But I think the bigger reason is that the Cardinals, and this is not just a Cardinals thing, but a baseball thing in general, we're seeing it a lot in St. Louis, is this push to bring up younger guys, and when they get to the majors, they're still relatively unproven. So we see a lot of guys rush to the majors without really taking into consideration the gap in talent from AAA to the major leagues is bigger than ever. And while Thomas Saggese had a great year, 20 homers, 750 OPS, his number of overall at-bats in the minor leagues, there's this push to say, has he had enough so when he gets to the majors, he knows how to weather failure, he knows how to adjust. We've seen this with Victor Scott. His second stint up, Victor Scott can be an elite center fielder. There are still plenty of things he has to work on to get there. He's doing that at the major league level because he didn't have enough time in the minor leagues to iron out all those kinks. So Saggese right now, his call-up is more out of need than anything, which is a different problem, I would say. But I think overall you're seeing a reluctance to rely on the younger talent, especially pitching, because you're looking at the numbers in AAA and saying, okay, they're all right for AAA, but the gap from the minors to the majors is so large. If this is what they're doing in the minors, how can we expect them to be any better in the majors?
That last part, I think, is fair. If you have a player in the minors that is just not making is not productive or just not making the strides, it makes no sense to call up that player.
100%.
I don't know if that's the case for all of the players, though. Like, I don't know if that's the case for Michael McGreevy. I don't know if that's the case for some of these other players that we're seeing.
Maybe this was a move, as you said, to prevent him from being in the Rule 5 draft. That was probably more what this was than anything else, right?
Yeah. Because
if you needed someone to come play middle infield, you got a couple of guys that you could have figured that out with. Matt Carpenter, as veteran age as he is, he can still play second base. You can figure out, you can put Donovan as shortstop. Like, you could have done this without – no, you could have. What difference? Does it matter?
It's kind of like Kirk Cousins playing quarterback.
Well,
like
he's starting, isn't he, Anthony?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but should he be?
Okay, well, it is what it is.
Free Michael Penix.
You could have brought Nolan Gorman back up. Like, if that was – because this had to be solely for that purpose. Because if he's not ready, or if they don't think that players are ready, then you don't bring them here
what about a little
to ruin
reward
the
for
confidence.
Because I remember –
if they're ready, yeah.
But, yeah, and listen, everything suggests that Thomas Saggese's ready for an opportunity. Is he ready to dominate and be an everyday major leaguer? Who knows, right? But – like, I remember when coming up through the ranks and playing in the minors and that, you get a guy down the minors that's battling away, playing well, young player, and teams would be like, yeah, you know what? Let's give him a game or two. Little reward. Little something to keep the carrot in front, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. So even if it's one of those situations right now, which I don't think it should be, I would let the kid play. But if it's just a little reward and you retain his rights.
What if it's one game, back to the bench, back to the minors?
I don't like that.
Because that's essentially what they did with Jordan Walker. They brought him up for 3 games. We need a right-handed bat for these 3 pitchers that we're facing that are left. Okay, go back, get out of here.
That wasn't his first call-up, though.
That wasn't his first call-up, but it was an unnecessary call-up.
Well, they felt it was necessary. They screwed up.
They did. So who's to say that this – yeah. When people show you who they are, believe them. Why don't I think that this is going to be the same thing? When
Well, Carey, it could be.
When Mason Wynn is back in the start, do you think Thomas Saggese is starting tomorrow?
See,
probably not.
I hope he goes 3 for 4 tonight, and then they're forced to do something with him tomorrow.
He'll be the bat off the bench, Jamie.
Maybe I'm not looking at it like I'm not looking at this whole thing as a vacuum. Like I'm not looking at.
I think we're looking at it macro.
Well,
right?
Okay, so for me, I don't care what they do with them the rest of the year. Are you going to commit to a partial or full youth movement moving forward?
I guess that's what we're saying.
If you're not, then
he shouldn't be
welcome back to 2024. Welcome back to 2023.
So there we go. The macro.
Yes.
Right? So the micro is Thomas Saggese. And what are we going to do with him? Are we going to play him? Are we going to send him? It's really irrelevant.
Exactly.
The macro part of it is, why do they continue to do that when it has not worked for I don't know how many years now? The Cardinals, 2 years in a row now, they're going to miss the playoffs. And before that, I mean, it took an epic run. You had Albert and all those guys. Like, you had Albert friggin' Pujols still here and Yadier Molina. Like, it was a different group.
Yeah.
If I'm the Cardinals, like, why do I continue to just, not quite sure. Like, the moment has never been more right for the Cardinals than right now to go with a youth movement. You need to lower your payroll because you're not getting the RSN money, which is the Bally's money. Mm-hmm. You need to try and get younger. You need to weed out some of the dead weight. You got to figure out what you're doing here. Now is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yet I feel like they're so terrified of actually doing it.
The Cardinals remind me of what I was in college when I'm like, I want to put on muscle. I want to be cut. Like, you can't do both at the same time.
You can.
You can.
You can. You might need some enhancements.
You gotta take the Cardinals. If the Cardinals want to, let me rephrase. If the Cardinals want to go to the route of the Houston Astros did in the mid 2010s, there, fine, yeah, that's a possibility. But typically, you can't do both at the same time. They always have their foot in both camps. Well, we want to spend, ish. Well, we want to go with the youth movement, ish. Like, they're never fully committed to one thing. This is why we get to where we are with, why is this player playing so well another spot? The Cardinals don't know how to develop. They don't know how to give opportunities and just let the guy
That might
go.
be part of the problem, Anthony. There is a development issue, but there's a trust issue too.
Yes.
The
they
Cardinals
don't trust themselves.
They don't trust themselves to go with it, and they don't trust the player to develop.
Yes.
And then they go on to a different team, and Carey, you know how that feels.
Yeah.
You go to a different team who trusts you to develop, and they tell you, hey, listen, we know there's going to be some speed bumps in your development, but you're playing. You're part of this team,
right?
And we're going to work through it.
Right.
I've had that. I told you before, but like with me, like my career was a little different because, came in here and we had such a great team. You do what you have to do to be on the team. But then after that, like you kind of lose who you are as a player. And when I finally went to the Red Wings, they said, listen, like we signed you for a reason because you're a good player. You can skate. You can move the puck. We're a talented guy. We're a talented group. Now, do we need you to keep the flies off some of these talented players? Yes, but at the same token, we need you to be able to play the game that we know you can play.
Right.
It's the best I ever played. Because, like, this team believes in me, and no matter what, like, even when I make a mistake, like, you're out, getting two shifts later, you're back out there.
Right. Like Lane Thomas. Lane Thomas was a fine player. He's fine, right? Why did he have success in Washington and inevitably got traded this offseason? Because he got to Washington, and the Nationals like, look, we need an outfielder. You're our guy. Go get him.
Yeah.
Okay. He was more comfortable. He hit. He was fine. Randall Gritcher gets to Toronto. Hey, we need somebody to hit either 2 or 6 for us. You just do your thing. You're going to be in the lineup every day. Cool. He wound up carving himself out a good career. He's still playing, for that matter. Like, he bounced around, but he still had a good career.
Hey, it's a hell of a career, man.
Jordan Walker's like, well, listen, I know we know that you were up for most of last year, but we want you to work on things. Okay. Is a big league slider the same at AAA? Because I don't think it is. And the kid's still swinging at the slider that is 2 feet outside the black. Like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah.
Well, now he's still like, there's been some progress, but now, unfortunately, Jordan Walker thinks every pitch is low and away, and they're zipping it down the middle, and he's behind it.
But you're going to play for us, and you're going to figure this out. And you're going to go through some ups and downs, but you're going to do it here because we're committed to you, and you're part of this team, you're part of this future, and we're going to let this thing breathe a little bit. No. Like, we're going to do the platoon thing. We're going to do the right-handed thing, the left-handed thing. We're going to play the matchups. Everything's going to be specialized. You ain't good enough to do the specialized thing. I'm sorry. It's like the New England Patriots right now. If they decided, you know what, we're going to open things up. You don't have any receivers. You don't have the quarterback to. Pound the ball between the tackles and shut the you-know-what up. Like, you're not going to be a specialized team. You may think you are in your head. You're not.
There's a part where you either, because Katie Wu said something about if players aren't ready and they're not performing in the minors, then there's really no reason to bring them up here. So your job is to scout, evaluate, and develop, and make sure that those players are able to transition from the minor leagues to the big leagues. To your point, Anthony, they are going to have some bumps in the road. There are going to be some hurdles that they have to overcome. But you drafted them. You scouted them. You did all the work leading up that when they do face a hurdle, you trust that player, because you evaluated them and know who they are to their core, that this player can get over this hurdle. It may take one player longer than it takes another player. It may take one player, 50 at bats. It may take another one 25. It may take one 100. But eventually, if you know who they are and they're getting the opportunity, then they will get past that. And if not, then you didn't do a good enough job either developing or scouting and evaluating. At the end of the day, it falls back on you, because that player is here because someone brought them here. That player is here because you got them to this point. And so if you don't trust yourself, then what does that say about you? Mm-hmm. What does that say about your understanding and how you're going about your business? Well, I don't trust them to play. Then you ain't doing a good enough damn job. You're either not doing a good enough job of evaluating him or developing him. Mm-hmm. And that's on you as an organization, because there's no reason that you should be trotting the same players out there 2 years in a row if those players aren't having success and you got younger players waiting. And this is not just hitters, this is pitchers. You got young players waiting for an opportunity. So if you don't trust them, then you don't trust yourself, and then you should be better.
See? Billy Idol gets it. Why can't she?
That's a good point.
All right. What's trending is next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
If you are currently in the market for car or home insurance, please call Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency with Allstate Insurance. They do an incredible job. And the one thing that the Bibb Agency does is they make sure you're properly covered. A lot of people just want the best rate, which is fine. I mean, cheaper is better, right? No, it isn't. Not if you're not properly covered, because at that point, it's going to cost you way more. And it's not a question of like, if something happens, it's when it happens. It's inevitable that something will happen. And when you're with the Bibb Agency, you are taken care of. And the other part is the customer service. Most places are 1-800 numbers with people that you've never met before. You may not ever talk to again. They don't know who you are. That is not how it happens at the Bibb Agency. They get to know you, your significant other, your children. They're a part of your family, and they're always one quick phone call away. I know this because Tracy and the Bibb Agency has helped me multiple times right on the spot when I needed my help the most. They were there for me. So for that kind of customer service and knowing that you're going to get a great rate and be properly covered, please call them at 314-328-4260. Again, that's 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, yesterday we talked about Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado Buffaloes. I don't really like what's going on in Colorado right now. However, there was something that came out that I found to be interesting, and it was reported that every time Shedeur Sanders scores a touchdown, they would play his rap song instead of the Colorado band, their fight song or whatever. So this is according to On3 Sports, and the Colorado came out and they said that this is not true. In quote, nobody ever asked the band to refrain from playing the fight song. After a touchdown, the band plays Glory, Glory, Colorado. And after a touchdown, the band plays Fight CU. When Shedeur Sanders scores, the band will wait a moment for a small snippet of Shedeur's song to play before immediately kicking into Glory, Glory, Colorado. So they're still playing the fight song, but at the end of the day, they're still playing Shedeur Sanders' rap song when he scores a touchdown. I just find this to be weird.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And Barstool, I believe, Barstool Sports was the first ones to talk about it. And Deion is a big Barstool Sports guy. Mm-hmm. He had a podcast on there, did a show. Him and Dave Portnoy are like, they're really good friends. So it's not like, it's not like someone's out to get him. They actually like the guy.
Right.
I think that's a lot. And yesterday, Carey, I got into it with you, so much so that lost my track of where I was and YouTube channel. You know what I'm talking about. And it was regarding this whole situation.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of special treatment, a little bit above the team. This is a little bit above the university. Like, this is what they play the fight song after. Now they're playing a snippet of Shedeur Sanders' rap song. Like, why are we even doing this? Does he want to be an NFL player, a musician? Does he want to be a Heisman Trophy winner? Does he want to be a top 5 pick? Like, it's not a given. At some point, Carey, you can correct me if I'm wrong. At some point, Carey, teams are going to look at this and go, I don't know.
So I will, because I had this similar situation when I was coaching high school. When you make a big play or a turnover or a touchdown, the band usually strike up the band. They play a song. Our kids we had a crown for if you got a turnover. So they put the crown on. We would play a song. And so you would have the song playing over the speaker as well as the band playing at the same time. Not really conducive for listening purposes.
No, just loud.
Just loud noise.
Okay.
And so you could ask the band, hey, because part of it is these kids are young, right? Do they care as much and have as much pride about the fight song as maybe you may have had in the 60s, 70s, and 80s? Probably not. And I'm not going to knock that. What they do care about is, I made a turnover. I want to hear that song. So
but that's fine.
With that,
if each player has a song, this is only one player.
Well, then that's kind of strange.
This is
if they only
player.
play it when he scores.
That's what they're saying.
That's kind of strange.
That's what they're saying.
Again,
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. With
I think it's
every ounce of my being. I hate it.
If that's what's happening, and it was requested for this one specific player, that does feel a little bit odd. Now, again, if there's a song or a snippet of a song that plays when we score a touchdown as a team, no matter who scores, or if we get a turnover as a team, no matter who it is, a big play, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm not. I agree with you. I'm not okay with singling out one person and making it all about them. Because, again, at the end of the day, football is a sport where if you don't have all 11 players, if 10 players are on one accord and one player is not, you're going to have a bad play.
Yeah, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And the reason I hate it is because it's not about the individual. Like, it's fine. You want to go have a party at your house and be the man of honor? Go ahead, do that. But you're out there, you just said, it's a team game and players. Yeah. Play the damn fight song. This is what we do at the school. We play this fight song. We've been doing it forever. This is what you signed on for. This is why you're a Colorado Buffalo. That's the bottom line. Like when I played in Sudbury junior hockey, we had this wolf that hung in the rafters. And whenever we score, you'd have the howl of the wolf. The wolf would swoop down. They play some song that whatever. Oh, no. I've scored 100 points this year. When I score, I'd like to have my song played. You know what they just told me? Bull spit.
Yeah.
Go chase yourself. This is the team song. This is what we do. This is the tradition.
I'm with Jamie on this one. It's not about Shadur Sanders. It's not about even the football team. It's about the football team and the fans and the band. You're there to celebrate everything. You're there to celebrate the football program. You're there to celebrate the school. This is what losing teams and losing organizations and losing programs do. I'm sorry. I love Deion. You guys know that. I'm a miserable Falcon fan because of Deion Sanders.
I like Deion too.
But I was on board.
Are going to be gone in a couple of years.
I was on board with it last year because I thought he was doing something that was different and unique, and I love when people think outside the box. I hate when everything is homogenized. Like Major League Baseball right now is homogenized, right? So he was doing something different. But now it feels like it is the Sanders and then Colorado, and it's not working, and you're losing. And I'm with Jamie. He's gonna be gone.
We got a text here from the 314. Said, didn't the Rams do that with Bruce? There it is. Like when he made a big play, Bruce, there it is. Like it was just for him.
Different. They didn't have like a band.
They didn't have a band. They don't have a fight song.
What I'm saying
it's so
is
different, Carey.
But it was one player. Like they didn't say Holt. There it is.
Yeah, but
Marshall. There it is.
Tony Twist. When he fought, they'd play twist and shout after he fought.
So
it does an individual. No,
it does. But there are instances now.
The head coach.
No. I'm just saying the only issue I would have is if he specifically requested it. If they played it because they want to play it for him, and it's their option, and they're saying we're going to play this when he scores because he has a rap song. I don't see much of a difference in Bruce, there it is, or Twist and Shout when Tony Twist.
Man.
How?
It's way different because
if he didn't ask for it.
Well, I'm going to tell you
Go
why.
ahead.
If in this particular case, it's being reported that it was told to the band that they're going to be playing the rap song, and then the band will play.
By whom?
I don't freaking know, Carey. I don't go to Colorado
They had to be-
University.
they had to be sold
What the hell do you want me
something,
to
though?
tell you about that? But Bruce, there it is. That was generated by the fans. It was generated by the people. Like, it's so different. It's not even in the same atmosphere at all. One, if you're a popular player and the fans want to sing your song, that's way different than it being forced upon them. Yeah.
They played it over the speakers.
Oh, God, Carey.
Sounds like the other players need a rap song.
There
That's
you
what I'm
go.
hearing.
Sounds like to me.
Frick James from the Snake Pit goes, Cards fans yell, nude, whenever he does literally anything. Is that special treatment? What fans?
What? When does he do something special?
Well said.
Well, the name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
Well said, Herb.
I found this funny. This is from Matt Larkin, M. Larkin Hockey on
Barry's
Twitter.
brother.
No.
I mean,
No.
you never know. Never know.
Well, looking at his profile picture, I think they're not related.
Oh, okay.
Probably not.
Why would you say
I've
that?
seen Matt Larkin. I've seen Barry. Barry's much bigger.
This is pretty funny, though. It said, fun fact from Robert Thomas today at the NHL Player Media Tour. When the offer sheet news broke, he was with multiple Oilers players, including Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Awkward moment, and Thomas explained that they were not happy.
Yeah, well, too bad. What do I care? Go
bad, so
cry.
sad.
Go cry yourself to sleep. That's what my dad used to tell me.
Don't wipe your tears with all that money you're making.
I would be crying about something. Oh, that's right. That's it. Cry. Oh, yeah. Be real tired now. Go to bed. I hate you. Oh, I know. I know.
You'll be
That's
okay.
terrible.
Good night, son. Good night. Here. You want a towel? There you go, son.
Oh, man.
That's what I was saying. Who cares?
They had a chance.
I think
hey,
it's funny.
Connor, you and Leon are so selfish. You want all that money. You can't afford these guys anymore. Stirred it up. Then I would have said, how do you feel about Leon taking that money? No, look, they're going to not be able to offer you anything. Boy, I'd be pissed.
Well, you know who's not happy is Anthony because his quarterback doesn't know how to play the position correctly, apparently. What? Anthony, did you see the film of Kirk Cousins and him dropping back in his footwork? Have you seen the video?
I watched the game, if that's what you mean.
Okay, well, what did you think?
I thought he was god-awful.
Okay.
I thought he couldn't move his feet. I thought the Achilles injury probably impacted him. So now we have a turnover-prone, non-winning QB with a foot problem. Like you had the first part of it in Minnesota, right? Like we have the cement-footed, busted up quarterback that can't play the position who's making, $40 million a year. So
I think you deserve it.
I think it's up. I deserve it?
Well, yeah, you've been criticizing him for like 2 years now.
Criticize.
It only makes sense that he would join your team.
Marsh. What? What play? You know why I've been criticizing him. This is why I've been criticizing him.
And now he's on your team.
I haven't suffered enough as a Falcon fan.
He's got a point there.
28-3.
You finally did watch the second half of that
up,
game. I forgot.
Up in the NFC Championship game and against the 49ers, the year that they lost the NFC title game.
It's almost been 10 years.
Aaron Rodgers burning down the Georgia Dome in 2010 with his play. What more do you want from us? We didn't have a back-to-back winning seasons until 09, 10, 10, or 10 and 11. I've suffered enough.
Hey, his footwork didn't look too bad.
He sucks.
Well, there is,
and you know it.
I did notice something different.
think he's good.
The way that he stands, and I think it is. It's obviously because of that, because of the Achilles.
Let's take a step back here. What was the video?
Has it affected his dancing? I remember Kirky on the plane. He's had a little dance going.
He's dancing. He actually can sing too.
He can. He can sing.
Maybe he'll have the Falcons play his song every time he can play.
There you go. They should. They probably won't play it though.
They will play my song every time I say, you want to play strike up a song.
It won't matter because they don't play the Steelers again. That place was all Steelers fans.
They were.
The Falcons had to go to a silent count because the Steelers fans were so loud in Atlanta.
It's not great.
Like, that's embarrassing.
That's not great.
And I saw it today, I think, on Pat McAfee's show. One of the Panthers fans sold the Panthers-Falcons tickets for an upcoming game for like $1.80. Like, just an embarrassing franchise all the way through.
That guy
Top to bottom.
That guy got taken.
Yeah, the guy that gave up the 180. Yeah.
I just like to get you going, Anthony.
I know you do, Marsh. I know you do. But I don't know why. I don't know what I did to you. I've been so supportive about the Vikings. I haven't been supportive about Kirk. I was so happy when they decided to move on. And then you've been so spiteful as soon as he signed that deal.
Because he wants you to
I'm trying to
feel
get in
his
your head,
pain.
Anthony. We're taking each other on in fantasy football this week.
Are we?
Yes,
Bring
neighbor
it, Marshy.
games against Bury the Bodies.
Bring it, Marshy.
So
We buried BK.
Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah,
Didn't work
BK,
out
there's
well for
nothing
him.
left
He
of.
may not recover.
There's that. We don't even. There's nothing to bury at this point.
CD picked up a huge win this week.
No, he actually
Lost by a point to RK. RK came in and he was
You didn't
laughing
have
at
to-
CD.
You didn't have to do that.
Well,
it was
I'm
a
probably about to get shot with a BB gun here in the next 10 minutes.
seesaw
So.
battle.
Yep.
Garrett Wilson got me over the hump. I was ahead, but they also had the 49ers defense, and Tyrod Taylor had a great drive and finished it off with a touchdown. Who knew? Why the hell would he do that? Why wouldn't the 49ers stop him? They didn't, and then I lost by 1 point. Stinks.
So they scored a touchdown. So the Jets scored the Allen Lazard second touchdown and dropped you
Dropped me under. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a tough one.
Shouldn't lose that way, Anthony.
No, you're right.
Garbage time.
So yeah, we will be shooting Marsh at some point today in the rear end for his week 1 loss. But we won as a team. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. Brother Man 619 says primetime Kirk this week. Yikes, that's what I said. I didn't even realize he was playing on Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah,
next
it's going to
week.
be horrible.
I was
the
watching
Eagles,
the game.
too.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I'm like, oh, good. The Falcons have never won in Philly, and we got primetime Kirk.
That's 3 years in a row.
is
Kirk has gone up against the Eagles in primetime.
How's he done?
He's 0-2, Anthony.
Yeah,
no.
he'll be 0-3.
Yeah.
You want a lock? You want my lock for Friday?
Don't
Here's
give
your
it
lock.
away.
Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
don't give away
49
free information.
49-3.
Bet on the Falcons.
No.
49-3. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
49-3.
49.
Eagles 49, Falcons 3.
Oh my.
When Penix comes in at the end, he'll lead them to a field goal.
Oh.
Wow, I'm so miserable. It's week 2. Are the Blues stuck in the mushy middle of the NHL? This one got Jamie fired up. We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN. Step into the savings. Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They've got all the great deals for you throughout the month of September, and it's all available in one location out in Herculaneum. They've got over 700 vehicles ready for you to go. They do a great job of making sure that they take care of you from start to finish at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. And right now, they've got great financing offers for you, whether you're looking at a Nissan Pathfinder or an Altima, or maybe maybe you're looking at a Nissan Rogue, whatever it may be. They've got the financing options. They've got pre-owned vehicles for you. They've got brand new Nissans. As always, they got the 30-day return promise. So within 30 days, if you want to bring the vehicle back for any reason, they'll refund you your money back and get you something that you do want. They got the complimentary 1-year maintenance and the complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans too. So you'll be taken care of at Auto Centers Nissan. Start online. Go to AutoCentersNissan.com. You can peruse the over 700 vehicles that they have on their lot. And then when you do head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. to Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. So there was an article done by The Athletic that discussed how the Blues are stuck in the mushy middle of the NHL. And while they might be, firmly in the middle, it doesn't mean that they're caught up in kind of this, what they would describe as mush. In fact, Jamie, it seems like the Blues are trending out of that middle, and at least the arrow is pointing up.
Yeah, that's why I understand why the Blues are put in the middle, but I don't think they're in the mushy middle. The mushy middle are for teams that have terrible cap management. They can't get out from some contracts. They don't really have a vision. They're playing old players, but not kind of young players. They're not going with the youth movement. I mean, a lot like the Cardinals.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
Those are teams that, and I'm not trying to be a jerk here right now. The Cardinals are kind of that mushy middle group of teams for Major League Baseball, whereas the Blues, especially with Army making these offer sheets and getting younger on the back end, up front, like Army wants to have 25, 26-year-olds like kind of in the middle of the team here.
Yeah.
That means the team is trending upward. So I don't view the Blues as a team. They're not stuck in the mushy middle. They were beneath the mushy middle 2 years ago. Last year brought themselves up to the mushy middle, and I think this year will drag themselves out of that.
Is there a team right now that you would describe as
the Minnesota Wild, for me, are as a team where they're finally coming out of cap hell after the Parisi and Suter buyouts that Bill Guerin had to do, and they've been stuck in that middle. Like, they don't really know what they are. The Washington Capitals right now, like, what are they? They've got Alex Ovechkin, who doesn't move around all that well anymore, but he's still scoring some goals. Backstrom's out. They've got some young players. Like, those teams, to me, are the two that pop into my head right away. That's like, okay, that's the mushy middle. Calgary Flames are kind of the mushy middle, although they're probably trending downward because they're still unloading players, but they still have some really heavy contracts. Like Jonathan Huberdeau's contract is massive, yet he's completely underperformed.
Yeah.
And that team is like selling off parts, but they still have bad contracts. Like, those are the types of teams that are in trouble. Whereas I think, as much as Army would like maybe a redo on a couple of contracts, he's headed in the right direction. He's got a lot of really good young players that are going to be playing big roles this year. And you're looking for maybe a little bit of a bounce-back season for Braden Shen, even though he scored 20 goals last year. I think he would admit that he would like to have a better season. Robert Thomas is going to continue to evolve as a player. Pavel Buchnevich is going to have a good year. Jordan Kyrou. By the way, I saw Jordan Kyrou on Saturday night. Dude looks good. He put on some muscle. He's a bit. I would look at you all jacked up. He's like kind of laughing. And so if that can help him protect the puck a little more, maybe when he goes wide with the puck now, he's got a little heavier body to take it to the net. Either way, I expect some good things out of Jordan Kyrou. I think he's going to take the next steps too. So when you talk about the players for the Blues, you're talking mostly about positive outcomes here.
Yeah.
I know there's people have some question marks regarding Justin Falk because he had a rough year last year. But, to me, I don't think he was healthy. In fact, he wasn't. He wasn't the whole season because you looked the year before, it's a different player. So I think that he's going to have a good offseason, going to come back ready to go. Nick Leddy, Colton Parayko. There are a lot of things to believe that this team is trending upward.
Yeah.
And then never mind the goaltending situation where you still have a very competitive Jordan Binnington and a young Joel Hofer. So as much as the Blues are currently still in that, we'll call it mushy middle, they're paddling their way out of that.
Well, plus they have direction. Again, I hate to you brought it up, so I'll just jump on that same bandwagon. It's the Cardinals feel to me like they're in the mushy middle of Major League Baseball. They don't really, you don't really know what they are. They're not really young. They're not really old. They just exist, and they're trying. It was clear this year that they were trying to win the NL Central with what they had. Like, that was it. Bring back, we'll sign the three pitchers, then we'll roll it back again. And boy, we'll have some guys take the next step. And when it didn't happen, they didn't really have anything to fall back on.
No.
Like, that to me is a team that's firmly stuck in the middle.
That's why I mentioned
they're not horrendous. They're not Colorado. But they're also they're nowhere close to the Dodgers. They're nowhere close to the top of the league.
And you don't know what the direction is.
Correct.
What's the direction?
Yeah.
Even CD brought up, you're like, well, they're not going to play the young guys. And you're like, well, they should, but they're not. And so it's like, okay, well, then you're going to stay right where you're at.
Arrow up, arrow down. This is the Cardinals.
Yeah, pretty much.
Side to side.
Side to side.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where, Doug Armstrong, had Doug not successfully administered the offer sheets, I would say that, okay, maybe, I see what you're saying, but with those two offer sheets, getting two really good young players, getting a top 10 pick in Broberg and a top 15 pick in Holloway is what they were. You basically stole 2 first-rounders from a Stanley Cup team that was 1 game away from winning it all.
Yeah.
A genius move. That for me, sped up this retool for the Blues, and it's going to be fun to watch what they're doing here. Training camp's right around the corner. It's going to be exciting.
Do you think that this topic came up because of the uncertainty of all of the transactions and the moves that they made? Like, is this based off of what last year's team was and the year before, where you missed the playoffs for 2 consecutive years? You go out and make all of these transactions, but you don't know. I don't think you know. I don't know. Hell, I don't know if Army knows who exactly is going to be on this roster and who's not, because it seems there's going to be open competition. Do you think it's possibly because you just don't have a clear definition of what the team will be when they do break training camp?
100%. This team has never played a game together yet. There's a lot of new bodies, and it might take a minute for them to gel, or it might happen right away. I mean, who knows? But I think you're right, CD. The question marks surrounding all of the moves the Blues made, which are a substantial amount of moves in the offseason, 14 different guys on one-way contracts fighting for spots up front. You have 9 defensemen fighting for a spot on the back end. Army has said he expects an extremely competitive training camp, but if you think you've made the team, don't go in thinking you've got it made. Like, there's a possibility here.
Yeah.
So I think, but that, based on what it looks like right now on paper, is it's a middling team.
Right.
It's a middling team, and they're not really taking into account that the team is like on an upward swing. They're just saying they're stuck in the middle. I'm the one that's kind of verbalizing that I believe the Blues are trending upward rather than just spinning their tires in that mushy middle.
Yeah.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Should we hand out some Blues and Brews tickets?
Why not?
Let's do it right now. We have your shot to score a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews on Friday, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Get fired up for the Blues season at this outdoor street party. It's featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell and St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group, plus appearances by Braden Shen, Jake Neighbors, and he will be punished at some point today. Who was it? If you have the correct answer, text in and win free tickets to Blues and Brews at 314-399-9646. There was an interesting story that kind of emerged last night in regards to Jordan Mason following his big performance by the 49ers. We'll get into that and how that impacts other leagues next on 101 ESPN.
Summer is coming to an end quickly, and if you are thinking about selling your home, now is the time to call an expert, not just some average agent. No, you need the best, and that is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. A couple of reasons you should call Gloria. One, she's been in the business for over 20 years, and she knows where the market is trending, especially these days. One day is trending up, the next day is trending down, interest rates, all that stuff. You need someone who can give you great advice, and that person is Gloria Liu. This is why Gloria Liu has thousands of buyers in her database, and with those buyers, she directs them to your listing. That creates more traffic. If you're going to have an open house, you get more people in there with more questions, more eyeballs on everything. If you just want to have, no showings and cash offers, Gloria Liu also knows how to handle all of those situations. And Gloria Liu is there to make sure that you sell your home and you get yourself to the closing table. That's the big thing. And all you have to do for that kind of help is call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Cincinnati Reds tonight. First pitch is at 6:45. Andre Palante on the mound going up against Rhett Lauder. Thomas Saggese has been called up from Memphis AAA. He is in the starting lineup tonight, batting seventh, playing shortstop. Victor Scott II was optioned to AAA. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We are going to dive into last night's Monday Night Football game. Jordan Mason was getting the snaps last night in place of Christian McCaffrey. We'll dive into that whole saga, and that is coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
When I find out, maybe Friday night, something like that.
So that was Jordan Mason, the running back for the San Francisco 49ers. He wound up starting last night and got into some hot water based on what he responded with last night. He said, when did you find out you're gonna be playing? Friday. There was like a certain portion of the internet that were like, oh, well, if he found out on Friday, why wasn't Christian McCaffrey, this, that, and the other, the 49ers are cheating, they should be thrown out of the league. Like, what? He was questionable. Christian McCaffrey was questionable with a calf injury. He was questionable all week. I'm sure that they wanted to make sure that Christian McCaffrey was completely ruled out by Monday. What are you thinking that there was some?
I'm sure. Well, here's the thing. I can't say I'm sure. But if he said,
better watch yourself.
I knew Friday. He probably knew Friday.
But so Carey,
but why would the 49ers?
Why wouldn't they?
But why?
Because,
No. Why would the 49ers make sure that? Why wouldn't they just make sure that? Okay, if he has some miraculous recovery on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they had 3 days.
Calf injuries. I've literally popped my calf in a game and was one of those questionable type of deals until the following week. It's possible, but if there's no need for him to play. There's no need for him to play. And they told him, so I don't think that I don't think that there was a conversation where, oh, no, I meant, they told me to be ready on Friday. They probably told him on Friday you're playing.
What if
but
this is
we're not saying anything.
Like, hey, listen, as of right now, you're probably going to go, be ready, but we're going to test him out again. That doesn't mean, like, we're being...
So the only people, so there, this, Jamie, and I'm, this as well. There's a time period where the media is not allowed at practice. So Friday night, right? They told him Saturday, usually there's no media availability at practice. Sunday either, because there's really not anything going on. Monday, you're getting ready for the game. So there's potentially no media there for Saturday's walkthrough or Saturday's practice, Sunday's walkthrough, and then Monday afternoon. So nobody knows if Christian McCaffrey was practicing those days. So it's a possibility that Jordan Mason was getting those number one reps from Saturday, Sunday, and obviously into Monday. And why would the 49ers not say anything?
That part is obvious.
Why would you give the Jets an advantage?
That part is obvious. What I'm saying is, from the 49ers' perspective, why would they just declare him out on Friday, not tell anybody? I'm sure they wanted to observe him.
They told somebody. They told Mason, and they told the offense, and they told the team. They just told no one else.
They could have also told the kid, hey, be ready. You're going to be the starter if McCaffrey can't go.
Do you think that that's what happened, or do you think he was just speaking honestly and said, yeah, I knew Friday, and then realized, oh, crap, I wasn't supposed to say that?
Either way, if I'm the 49ers, I don't want to rule Christian McCaffrey out on Friday. I just don't.
I don't either, but if I know he
wait till
can't,
Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to test him out on Monday, and then I'm going to say you're inactive.
Did he go out there and get tested out? Did he actually work out Monday morning or Monday afternoon?
I have no idea.
How would any of us know that?
You would know that. I mean, not us, but people at the stadium would know because you would be at the stadium working out.
Monday afternoon is when they came out and said that Christian McCaffrey...
At 6 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Which is an hour and a half before the game. So the question is, did anyone see him out there warming up? Because I have had a high ankle sprain. I remember I was out 2 weeks. I was out a week. And the following week, I tested my ankle out in front of Coach Tomlin with the trainer. And he's like, oh, hell, you can run. Yeah, I can. I'm good. We're still going to keep you inactive. But I was actively out there doing the warm-up, running, cutting, doing all of the things that I would be doing in a game. And he's like, no, we're going to hold you out one more week.
Either way, the NFL is only obligated, their teams are only obligated in the NFL to designate what the guy was. Christian McCaffrey was questionable. He was 50-50 to play. That's
does
what
it matter if
questionable
they
is.
said Mason was going to play if McCaffrey's questionable?
It's not like they hid the injury. Everybody knew he had a calf injury.
He was questionable, but doubtful, probable, like those are important. Those are important. Doubtful is he's not playing. So I think that the question becomes, because we tried to verify your pick, and we couldn't do it. Why?
Which is
because
another
they
important...
locked everything out.
Carey, it's another important thing. So somebody just threw it out there. I think it was Frick James. If it wasn't, I apologize to whoever it was. Threw it out there in the snake pit. Said the complications are with gambling.
Correct.
You're right. What did FanDuel do a full hour before the show or before the kickoff.
Locked.
They locked everything out and then redid the lines.
Yeah.
So this is, to me, this is more of a nothing burger.
Okay, but what about the people that put their bets in on Saturday, on Sunday?
Knowing that Christian McCaffrey was questionable, right?
That's fair. But if the Niners knew that he essentially was not going to play,
sure,
that's important.
But any McCaffrey bet would have been
that's fair
nullified. So it's not like anybody lost any money out of it.
But sometimes you know as a team, but you don't know. And let me explain that, because you've got certain players within your roster that you know, like he might wake up and say, I got this, and our doctors might be able to help him get through this. So although he's questionable, like he's not out.
So the only reason I bring this up and I'm kind of fired up about it, because I've been burned by this before by the NFL. And I'll give you an example. Donovan Peoples-Jones, this was either 2 or 3 years ago, Thursday Night Football, played for the Browns at the time. He was injured during pregame warmups. And by the way, pregame warmups is not 5 minutes before the game. Mm-hmm. They did not announce him being injured until kickoff, until the ball was being kicked off, and they went down to the sidelines. By the way, Donovan Peoples-Jones is injured.
Sure.
Well, that screwed me in fantasy football. It's at the end of the day, that's my problem, right? But that is one of those things where you're bringing in. Like you're promoting this. Mm-hmm. This is a part of sports now, and you're promoting this. Like, how transparent do you need to be with the fans because of how much you're promoting sports gambling within your own product?
I think that's fair. Chances are, now your fantasy league, you got burned.
For sure.
You missed out on the 4.2 points that Donovan Peoples-Jones was going to get you that night.
Well, that's not true. He was doing well in that stretch of time.
I apologize.
That's why I played him.
The 6.8 points cost you. From a FanDuel perspective, we'll just use them as a sports book. Chances are they would have refunded those tickets.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah. I would say this. While nothing is perfect, the NFL still, I think, is more transparent than any other league.
That is true.
The NHL, I can't tell if the guy's got a head injury, if he was shot in the head, or he's dealing with heartburn. I have no idea.
Hey, it's upper body, right?
Exactly.
There you go.
So I think, whereas the NFL, I'll know that the left tackle's got, rug burn. So I think from the NFL standpoint, I don't know. The NFL standpoint, they're more transparent than anything. Is it perfect? No. To your point, it's not perfect. And you're right. They need to continue to be transparent. If every commercial is going to be some sports book, I agree with that.
And to your point about the Christian McCaffrey, that bet, if you had a bet on him and it's waived because he didn't play, that doesn't mean that somebody else could have been looking at other players and thinking, okay, well, this guy might have a little bit more, like the game script it's different, right? It's just different. So that ultimately could affect whether or not Deebo Samuels goes under or over in a certain amount of yards.
Sure.
So, and that's, to your point, that's what I'm trying to bring up.
Get his bet.
Which one?
Didn't you have Deebo Samuel over 53.5 yards?
No,
I did.
Oh, that was you. Did he get over?
It was 61.5, and he had 77.
So
he got over.
Let me ask you guys this.
CMC didn't play.
Let me ask you guys
He was
this.
going to do that anyways.
No, he wasn't.
As a group.
Stop it.
I'm going to try this again.
No, Carey's just speaking nonsense.
We're having two conversations.
Go ahead.
To put a bow on this, I want to ask all of us here, are we more worried about the lack of information as it pertains to gambling or a advantage for the 49ers over their competition?
I think Marsh is more concerned about the fantasy football aspect of it as
it's
opposed
just because they promote sports gambling.
Sure.
If they didn't do that, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. And I'm not like one of those people that's really diving into that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like they promote sports gambling. It's on every damn commercial.
Yes.
So it's
while their
all
game's
about
going
gambling
on.
for you. I look at it differently because I'm not into all the fantasy football and all that. I look at it as a slight advantage for one team. And
for sure.
We did it all the time in the playoffs and all that stuff. You don't talk about injuries. Heck, I had coaches tell the wrong injury. Well, yeah, player got his shoulder bumped and meanwhile he had a broken foot. Like, just to get that advantage. Now, you're not supposed to do all that stuff. But I don't care, man. I'm here to win the game. Now, I understand, full stop, there's gambling involved. I get it.
John says, but Anthony, what happens when you have tickets to Hamilton at the Fabulous Fox and you're all excited to go and understudy is playing the role that night? It's heartbreaking unless that understudy goes for 147 yards a couple of times. You know what I mean? All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 to ESPN. Should we, Marsh, you ready?
I've been ready. I feel like you've been kind of pushing it off, and it's just one of those things where I was ready to get it done like the first few segments, and you've just been pushing it off, and I'm kind of waiting. I don't know when it's coming.
You just bend over and we'll let you know.
Okay. It's next on 101 ESPN.
With over 2 decades of family ownership and operation, E&B Granite is St. Louis's trusted name in renovations for kitchens, bathrooms, and outdoor spaces. Currently looking at a house right now, and I already know that my first phone call is going to be to E&B Granite. Got a tremendous outdoor space, but it needs some upgrading. It needs some fun stuff done. E&B Granite is going to be my first call. Also, E&B Granite offers an extensive selection of custom countertops, cabinets, flooring, and they cater to all different kinds of tastes. They have a variety of colors, patterns, all that stuff. Anything you want, they've got. They've got a skilled team of professional fabricators, and the installers are some of the best out there. And not to mention the in-house design staff, who I will be leaning on tremendously, just like I did when they did my kitchen. They're fantastic at what they do, and they will help you with whatever your project is. So please give them a call at 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300. You can always stop by the showroom, too, located at 6135 Manchester Ave. That's where you walk in, talk to one of the in-house design staff members, and get yourself going there. And, of course, you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light.
Boy, you sure know how to pick 'em.
All right, so we knocked off the Rizzuto Show in week 1 of the NFL Pick'em Challenge. It's the Fastlane Rizzuto Show Pick'em Challenge, refreshed by Bud Light. Nice job, guys. Week 1 victory.
Nice
Good
boys.
job,
Way
fellas.
to go.
Well,
All of us, all 5 of us, did great.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's go over some standings, shall we? No, we all did. We all won. We all
won as a team.
We won as
did.
we win as a team. We lose as a team. It does it. We're not Shadira Sanders playing the rap song after.
oh, no, don't bring that. Carey likes
an individual performance. You know, we are a team. So, Jamie and I finished with a week high 14 points respectively. So Jamie had 14, I had 14.
Good job, fellas.
Carey Davis and Brandon Kiley with 13 points respectively. Nice job, guys.
BK.
Andrew Marsh, 10. Whoa. 10 points.
Could have been worse.
It's a week,
Could have been
it's
worse.
a week low.
We have
Unfortunately.
had weeks lower than that in the past.
Yes, we have.
So, double digits is good.
This was a full slate, though. I will.
Yeah,
No bye
that's
weeks.
Usually when 2 teams have a...
Guys, I'm trying to pick him up here.
Okay. So, Marsha, do you have the audio of the Rizzuto Show? Because you're wearing something right now.
Yeah.
You're basically he's a unicorn. That's what he's
I
trying
think
to
there's
be.
a different word that they use.
Halloween's
kid
coming up, and he's going to be
One
a
time
unicorn.
put this thing on his head, called himself a unicorn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the Rizzuto Show earlier this morning talking about our guy Marsh.
Although the worst of the bunch, I believe, was
Andrew Marsh.
with
10.
What's up with him?
By
He gets the
himself.
dunce cap of the week.
He always is doing bad for them. Like, I remember last season, he just was terrible.
What?
And why is he so bad? Like, how are any of them that bad over there?
Andrew Marsh. I don't even know who he
Andrew
is,
Marsh,
but I
very
just
handsome.
feel
He
bad
looks
for
like a
him.
model. He looks like
I
an
do?
H&M
Okay.
model.
This guy with the home run derby.
Yeah, he's at
Oh,
the
yeah,
home
yeah,
run.
yeah. Okay, I do. Very hot.
Right? Yeah.
Attractive.
That's why he does bad. You don't get both. You don't get the looks and the brains.
That's true.
But he is this week's dunce of the week. It's going to be a new thing.
Boy, that's kind of an open-faced crab sandwich for you, Marsh. I mean, they crushed your football picking abilities.
Yeah.
They say you do bad, but you're handsome as ever. Like that's
You know,
Hey, it's
you've
not
had
total
worse crab.
loss.
Yeah, you've had worse crab sandwiches.
Yeah.
I called you a model.
It did.
But I want to win the damn pick'em challenge. I don't care about that.
Okay.
Everybody loves a comeback story.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So, Marshall, let's get this out of the way.
Okay.
So the weekly punishment is the loser has to get shot one time this week with the airsoft gun. Jamie, do you want to do honors?
And after seeing his picks, yes.
Well, we'll get into the picks too. So, Marsh,
I got to back up a little bit, though.
yeah, back up a little bit. Carey, you're going to have to get out of the way. So,
Pull through Marshy.
because here's the thing about the Rizzuto Show. They'll start to cry if they don't have visual evidence that Marsh, in fact, was
Marshy, you're
shot.
not going to stand there. Marshy, get over near the desk.
No, I mean,
Yeah, well, he's got to be in this.
I got the cool. There's the cool
you got that.
camera. Yeah, so if we'll go right here. I think
All
I got
right.
the shot.
Do I have to? I got a.
Oof.
All right.
I'll hold you steady, Jamie.
Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it.
All
All right, you ready?
Am I in the camera?
Yes, he's in the camera.
Yeah. All right.
Marshy,
Go for it.
here we go.
This hurts us more than it hurts you, Marsh. We don't like doing this. Ooh. Oh.
That stung.
Oh. Yeah, and he walked out. He walked out. We and here's the thing too. Thank you, Jamie. Nice job. Here's the thing about this.
I told him to go a little further away. last year we used the desk.
I don't know why he didn't.
solid.
I said, did you not hear me?
I did, but but we needed visual evidence.
I know. Last year we were leaning on the desk at least. Like bite down on the countertop.
Yeah, that was.
Plus, I mean, he's not wearing jeans.
That sounded.
I had to make sure I was elevated.
Yeah, that was thin.
If I'd have clipped a calf, we'd have been in trouble
All
here.
right, Marsh is back. You okay, buddy?
Marsh, you good?
You're motivated now. I can see it.
I had to step out. I had to say a few curse words.
Okay.
I obviously, we don't want to get in
Carey,
trouble here.
Rub it better for me.
Nah, you're good.
Well, Jamie, you talked about what he did, and so therefore,
Okay, so Marsh, now that
that hurt really bad.
sure it did. One yes. Two, you're not.
It sounded like it.
No, I mean, it's going to motivate me for sure.
Absolutely. I like that, though.
Yeah.
Because somebody in the snake pit goes, holy smokes, LO, you look a lot closer than the wrist show. We are.
Yeah,
Right?
you know what?
All the complaining and all their teeth gnashing and all the, hey, Marsh was pretty close.
He was.
A little closer
Took
than
that
he
one
should
like a
have
man.
Well, usually, we shoot and we miss.
And a woman.
been. No,
So,
usually it just misfires.
Don't want to.
Yeah, that's
Good
true.
job. No, you just you stay out of
Keep
that
your feet
one.
moving.
Yeah, you stay the hell out of that one.
They did great. Just like anybody would have.
I'll be better next week.
Yeah, you will.
Yes.
So,
All right,
Marshy, a couple of these picks, just out of curiosity.
Okay, are we doing a press conference
Yeah, let's
here?
do a press conference right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you need to
Andrew?
see it? There you go.
Andrew,
Let me sit down really.
Jamie Rivers here, 101
Hang on, let
ESPN.
me
Shocked
get my water.
you're sitting.
Right here.
Tough week for you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Noticing some of your picks here. At any point while you were solidifying your picks, were you under the influence?
No, I was not. No. I thought there could be an upset this week, and you'll probably make fun of me for thinking that it would be the Carolina Panthers over the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But I got the wrong upset. Clearly, you guys, everybody, unless you're a Patriots fan, probably even Patriots fans, picked the Bengals to beat the Patriots. So why does that make me stupid?
It does not.
No, I picked the wrong upset.
Wait, picking one wrong upset is one thing, but you also picked the Cardinals to beat the Bills.
No, that's weird. They almost did.
Well,
They almost did. They were
up.
Think about it, though. Think about it. Cardinals, they were winning, and a Kyler Murray, just maybe if he was, 3 inches taller, there's a win right there. The Eagles and Packers game, the Packers, they lose close game. Ravens lose by a toe. Like, I'm not that far off from
You know what? You got a
being
point
there. Carolina, it is what it is.
That was a bad pick.
It is what it is. But we just saw a really bad team beat a decent team. And I thought that Carolina had a better opportunity to beat Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints than Jacoby Brissett and the Patriots had to beat the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't blame. Everybody had the Bengals, right?
I think we all did. Yeah.
All right, so real quick, I'll go around the room. Your biggest regret, Marsh,
The Panthers game.
Carey, Jamie, hold yours. Carey,
The Giants over the Vikings.
yeah, okay.
That was bad.
Jamie.
poor
3, 2, 1.
the Falcons.
You all picked the Falcons?
Yeah,
Oh. Well, I mean, I wouldn't pick it.
that was dumb.
Oh, yeah, the Steelers blew them out of the water. You know?
Did you see that
Didn't
kicker?
score a touchdown.
You see our kicker? The hell are you talking about, huh?
You don't even like kickers, so stop.
I like him.
Just stop.
18 points worth of it.
Oh boy.
Sign me up.
Okay. Well, we are winless in our last 4 attempts in the Gauntlet. We just crowned Percy a champion and whoever he was using. So we have a new Gauntlet contestant next on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We got Josh ready for the gauntlet. What's up, Josh?
Oh, not much. Just driving home from work.
All right. Well, congratulations on that. You put in a hard day's work. Let's see if you can get a dub today.
All right. Let's do it.
As you know, we have not fared well over the last 4 gauntlets.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. Would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, or me?
Well, I think Marsh is probably a little fired up right now, so I'm going to go with Carey. Let's go with Carey today.
Carey Davis. He's going to head to the cone of silence right now. Josh, you're going to tell Andrew Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, what are we hoping for, Josh?
Let's go with random.
Okay, all right.
Whoa!
Did the wheel supply?
The wheel, first time ever, complied. It is random.
Wow, yeah, this has never happened. Ever.
But he didn't say. You didn't ask him what he doesn't want. Usually we ask that.
Oh, yeah.
And the wheel goes to that.
Or they will tell us, like, I don't want this. That was smart, Josh. You just flat out asked for what you wanted. And the wheel's like, finally, somebody asked. All right, so four random questions. All worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, they're worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, question 1. Name the badge-wielding lead singer of the Village People.
Oh, my.
Name the badge-wielding lead singer of the Village People.
Wow. Okay. We're going to need options on that one.
All right. Is it Freddie Mercury, Victor Willis, or Jethro Tull?
Victor, the middle one, Victor Willis.
Victor Willis. All right.
Final answer.
Question 2. When was Franklin D. Roosevelt originally elected president?
Wow. Okay. Options, please.
Was it 1932, 1938, or 1942?
Let's go with 1938. Final answer.
Question number 3. Yale University is located in what state?
Oh, Yale, Ivy League, East Coast. I'm not sure, though. Let's get the options.
Options are Massachusetts, New Hampshire, or Connecticut.
I believe it's Connecticut. Let's go Connecticut.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, final question, Josh. Can you tell us the name of the big-boned bulldog on Arthur and Friends who led a club of bullies called the Tough Customers? Can you tell us the name of the big-boned bulldog on Arthur and Friends who led a club of bullies called the Tough Customers?
Arthur and Friends. No, I can't tell you. Let's get some options.
All right, fair enough. Binky Barnes, Buster Brown, or Hamish Pfister?
Buster Brown. Final answer.
All righty.
Hamish Pfister, is that Doug's brother?
Yeah, it might be.
Might be.
Yeah, Doug Pfister.
Old pitcher.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, let's bring back Carey Davis from the Cone of Silence. Josh, how you feeling?
I mean, I asked for random, hoping it would give me something else, but it landed on random. So, I mean, as good as I can, I guess.
There you go. All right, Carey's making his way back in. He's going to have a seat. He's going to put his earbuds
Josh,
in.
I apologize for not saying good luck before I got out of here. These guys.
What's your problem?
Well, you guys do this Carey Davis thing. And
What's wrong with the Carey Davis thing?
Hold it. Carey, you did say good luck to Josh.
I don't know if you heard me or not. I was saying it as I was walking out.
Hang on. What's wrong with the Carey Davis thing?
I haven't won since you all started it.
Well, maybe you got to play better.
You're not wrong. It's on me, not you.
Carey, we're pumping you up.
Hey. Carey Davis. There you go. It's going to change for you.
All right.
All right, buddy?
All right.
Your category today is random.
Oh, that is beautiful. You know what I did in there? I just, honestly, I don't know why. I just Googled most random facts in the world, just for no reason. I'm not joking. I had no clue that this was, but I hope something that I Googled came up.
Cramming for the exam.
I did. I don't know what I just random for whatever reason.
Okay, well, let's find
Don't
out
think if any of it's going to help me, but
well, let's find out, shall we?
never know. Let's see.
Question number 1. Name the badge-wielding lead singer of the Village People.
Oh, what? You all know I do not know
singing this just the other
bands.
day. You're like, YMCA. I saw you.
Is it, so you want the name of the person or the costume that he wears?
No, we already gave you the costume.
the badge-wielding lead singer of the Village
It's
People.
okay, Carey.
Clue. Options, please.
Sure. Freddie Mercury, Victor Willis, or Jethro Tull.
Well, Freddie Mercury was Queen, wasn't he? We talked about that. Do know that. Learned that one. Who are the other two?
Victor Willis or Jethro Tull.
I don't know why Jethro just sounds like Victor Willis.
Victor Willis or Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull. Final answer.
That's them, isn't it? Jamie?
No. All right, question 2.
Okay.
When was Franklin D. Roosevelt originally elected president?
The year?
Yes, please.
Goodness gracious. Oh, man. I don't think any options are going to help me. Don't think it matters. 1946, final answer. That is a guess.
Question number 3. Yale University is located in what state?
Is that Massachusetts? Massachusetts, final answer. I don't like how Jamie looks at me.
That's right. It was Iron Butterfly. Thanks, DLW 1904. All right, question 4. Can you tell us the name of the big-boned bulldog on Arthur and Friends, who led a club of bullies called the Tough Customers?
No. Options.
All right. Binky Barnes, Buster Brown, or Hamish Pfister?
Buster Brown, final answer.
All right.
Okay.
Not to be confused with Buster Nut, the
That's right. Yeah.
That's
faux
right. That was
Candy Cane
Candyland.
Candyland character.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Josh versus Carey in random. Can you tell us the name of the big-boned bulldog on Arthur and Friends, who led a club of bullies called the Tough Customers? Josh, with the options, you said Buster Brown. Carey, with the options, you said Buster Brown. Correct answer is
Binky Barnes.
Binky Barnes is the correct answer. So we have a 0-0 tie between our guy CD and Josh.
Big-boned bulldog.
Yeah. Yale University is located in what state? Carey, you went with Massachusetts. Josh, you went with Connecticut. Correct answer is?
It is Connecticut.
Connecticut. Josh did need the option, so Josh has a 1-0 lead over Carey.
Great.
Name the badge-wielding lead singer of the Village People. Josh, you went with Victor Willis. Carey, you went with Jethro Tull. Correct answer is?
Victor Willis.
Victor Willis.
All right, guys.
Jethro
Been good here.
Josh.
Jethro Tull.
Josh did need the options. So Josh has a...
I don't know any bands.
Hey, sorry. Listen to me. We got a game going on.
Do we?
Josh is up 2-0. Comes down to this. When was Franklin D. Roosevelt originally elected president? Josh, you said 1938. Carey, you said 1946. You did not use the options.
I didn't.
If it's 1946, we've got a walk-off. If it's literally any other year, Josh wins. Josh.
You have chosen wisely.
Correct answer is, Marshy.
1932.
1932. That November, 1932. Josh said 1938. All right. Josh, congratulations. You win 2-0 today against Carey. You'll be back tomorrow. The losing streak continues for the Fast Lane. Nice job, Josh.
Good job, Josh.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. We'll call you tomorrow. All right, Carey, you've already got your stuff there. You're going to head to the penalty box.
See you guys shortly.
Wow, guys, this one's tough. Yep, this one's tough.
Yeah, we're in a rut. I feel like
a little bit of a rut.
Yeah, there's like a common denominator to our rut, though.
Yeah, we're losing.
Yeah, we just and other things.
I like for a little
What
bit.
would the other things be?
A little bit. I felt like we were the Yankees.
Yeah.
And then we just ran into a buzzsaw.
That's kind of where we are.
We're the Yankees, and we're the 04 Cardinals, and we ran into stupid destiny on the other side. And unfortunately, they had
the
Red
Dodgers
Sox across.
maybe just continuously play the Astros, too.
Well, that's kind of the Yankees played them before.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Yeah, it has been.
Yep.
All right.
Unfortunately, none of those questions were on my list of random facts.
You don't say. All right. Do the Cardinals need some changes or wholesale changes? Mo, over the weekend, said that there will be changes. How much do we believe him? That's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, one of the things I love about our guy Stewie is that he's always got special things going on, special programs to help people out. Now, Stewie, who's on the line right now, what sort of special do you have going on for our listeners?
Well, Anthony, you go shopping in a mall or something like that, and they have sales and specials. And we decided to do the Fed Fund Special, FFS. This week only, we're going to go ahead and give you an interest rate that takes into account already the 0.5% cut that the Federal Reserve is anticipated to make next week. Now, if they don't make that cut, then interest rates are actually going to go up. If you locked it in this week, you're way ahead of the game. If they do make that cut, then the rate that we're giving now, we believe is going to be the same rate when they do make that cut. You won't have lost anything. So take advantage now. Lock in the rate. It's tremendous. We're getting great numbers out there. Free with the bagel loan. 6 months later from now, If the rates are lower, you can always do it again.
Anthony, Stewie's always looking for a great way to help out all of our listeners, including some of the hosts. Stewie's helping me out right now, and this special is just one of the great ideas that they got going over there, along with the bagel loan and so many other things. Stewie's the best guy in the business, and that's why he needs to be their first phone call. That number to give him a call or shoot him a text is 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Call, text. Stewie answers right away. If not, he gets back to you quickly, and he'll save you money, and he'll get you to the closing table. He'll make sure that you're satisfied. If you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good one, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN is your home for Blues hockey. And every month during the season, you can register to score a pair of tickets to an upcoming Blues game at Enterprise Center. New winners are picked every month throughout the season. Enter to win free Blues tickets now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app.
Carey Davis is in the penalty box for this segment after losing in the Gauntlet. Carey, you got us? You all right, buddy?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. I sat there yesterday. It ticks you off, that's for sure.
Doesn't feel great.
No, it doesn't. Not one bit. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, we're here as well. 5-game losing streak in the Gauntlet.
I don't know why I get such a kick out of seeing Carey be. First of all, Carey's smiling. He's laughing. He's smiling. He's having a good time, right? No, he's furious inside. He's furious.
That was me yesterday. I repeated Max Dugan to myself all night.
Well, and you had Tiger Stadium.
Well, yeah. And you guys phrased the one horrifically.
No, we did not.
Which one? No.
The Patriots
You
one.
just didn't hear it correctly.
He didn't listen. He heard what
I wanted to hear it.
Yeah.
Anthony, I've heard this about you. You hear what you want to hear.
Yeah,
Someone told me that.
Well, I am an only child. We tend to do that.
I agree.
Wasn't your parents?
No, but if you ask them,
they'd say the same.
you'll get the same response.
It's possible.
Yeah. All right. So, John Mozeliak, your Cardinals president of baseball operations. He was on Cardinals radio network, KMOX, over the weekend, as he always is. And he says there could be some potential changes to the organization. We'll let you hear from Mo, and then we'll tell you why the changes you want probably won't happen. Go for it, Mo.
Well, I think you're always striving to find that right recipe. I think the real question becomes, like, what does that look like and what does that mean? And so, one of the things that I feel like in the game of baseball, as you look at sort of the economics of what's happening in our industry, there are the mid to small market teams that you have to get the draft and player development right. To truly be successful in this league, you can't have many misses on your draft picks. And when you have draft picks, you got to be able to squeeze the most juice out of that as possible to really be successful. And so as I think about the future for the organization, obviously with Gary LaRocque announcing his retirement, there's going to be some changes. And I think it is great a job as Gary did, I think it's going to be a nice opportunity to welcome some change. And so I certainly look forward to the next few months and just see where we end up and what that leadership looks like. But, I definitely feel like we do have to have some changes from within because, we're not where we need to be, and we need to get back there.
So basically, they'll find a replacement for Gary LaRocque and then move on. Changes. See what I did, Carey?
Was I not listening properly, or did he just kind of spin me in a circle?
Guy retired. We'll fill the spot.
All I could hear is, you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round.
Yeah. I felt like I went around.
Jethro Tull.
Yep.
Nope.
The other guy.
Nope. The other guy.
Vance Willis. Was that his name?
No.
Victor Willis.
Him too.
No.
Yeah.
His brother.
Eric Malik.
I don't know what the hell I just heard.
I don't either.
I don't think. I mean, you talked about Gary LaRocque, and yeah, he retired. He's going to step away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're going to replace him, I'm sure, or maybe you don't. I don't know.
Changes.
That's one change. What else you got?
No, they don't have anything.
Well, why mention it then? Why not give?
Because technically, they are changing something. Guy retired, they'll replace that spot.
Is it going to be like...
It's technically a change.
Is it going to be like Mad Dog? I'm retiring, I got to step away from baseball till I get another job with the Rangers. And all of a sudden, Gary LaRocque's going to be like...
And win a title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's about it.
It's infuriating at times because you have no idea what direction they are going in.
Mm-mm.
And then at the end of the season, they'll tell you nothing because they won't have a post-season press conference about what took place or what changes are going to take place in the offseason. And then you'll figure it out spring training that your starting center fielder is out for the year and he's going to be traded to the Dodgers. Oh, no, wait, that was this year. Sorry. Like, what do you do for us? Like, what are you giving us? What do we need to give you so that we can have information about where the Cardinals' plans are, what their plans are for the future? Anthony, go.
Carey, I'd like to answer this question.
Okay.
It all depends on whether or not you go to the ballpark, you buy the parking, you buy all the merchandise, you head over to Ballpark Village and support us, and then we'll give you something. Yes, Carey, you have a question.
Now, how would you suggest that I, fan, spend my money at the ballpark, on parking, on concessions, watching a team that has no chance of winning a game?
Because we're the Cardinals.
No.
You're welcome.
You were the Cardinals. You still got the birds on the back.
Yes, we do. That's a good call.
You still got the white home uniforms, and then you got a variation of road. Those grays don't match. What do you got?
Unbelievable giveaways. Unbelievable giveaways. We got bobbleheads. We've got, hell, I don't know. We got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, what about, excuse me?
Yes, Gary.
What about winning? You got that?
We do have some winning merchandise.
Have you seen them?
Absolutely.
Second games?
In titles in Major League Baseball history.
When's the last time you won one?
Doesn't matter.
No, it does.
When's the last time the Yankees won?
Less than 15 years ago.
Well, what about now? Is it going to be another 15 years before we get back?
Maybe.
Get back to the NL Central crown?
No.
We're trying.
To winning a championship. Will it be another 15 years before you put another one of those trophies, another banner, anything that resembles a championship in the league, not just the National League?
They have a banner giveaway from the World Series that they did that.
2011 banner
and
giveaway.
Replica rings.
Yep.
Those are good.
Can we get a replica of the new rings that you're going to win sometime soon?
What ring is that?
I don't know. You tell me. You got to win games. How do you do that? How do you plan on winning games? Like, you sound to me, it's a great plan, right? It sounds to me like you have all the plans to win off of the field. You got great merchandise, you got concessions, you got food out of the wazoo, you got all of these great parking, premium, you got the ballpark village. Hey, what about winning on the field? You got any of that for me?
No. Because they won't make actual changes.
Don't expect it.
Here's the thing. They'll fill needs. That I'll give them. They will fill needs. But filling needs doesn't mean building an actual roster that's going to be competitive. They'll fill needs. That's what this team does. That's what they have been doing. They fill needs, and then they tell us that all is good. But there's no organizational direction, certainly not one that offers any hope. They'll make some changes. They won't make wholesale changes to fix the wholesale problem. They will only address needs. That's all they're going to do. Like, let's just be real about it. Been doing radio now for over 10 years here in this market. It's the same conversation every single offseason, every single year. They'll fill needs. That's it. That's what they do.
So let's
got a need, fill it with some veteran that, has no upside at all, but is safe, nice and safe. And that's it.
So that's what we think.
That's what I think.
That's what we think.
It's my opinion, but it's also backed by facts. Marsh, what do you think?
I think they're going to make changes.
What kind of changes?
What change?
I think that they are going to change their starting rotation. And I think they're going to move on from Paul Goldschmidt. They cannot keep doing this. And you say, well, history says this. History hasn't had 2 back-to-back losing seasons under 500 since the 50s, and this organization or this ownership group was not a part of that.
You wait until they get to 500.
You know what's so beautiful? When you got young people who have such, great visions and views like Marshy. Like he's not beat down yet, right? He's happy, he's excited, he trusts in his Cardinals, even after they had the rain out game where they made him sit there for 2 hours and then didn't play the damn game.
Marsh?
He was frustrated then, but the innocence you have when you're a young babe, you just pop right back and you're excited, and that's what Marshy has.
What do you think the rotation looks like, Marsh? Next
season?
Yeah.
I don't think it involves Lance Lynn or Kyle Gibson.
Okay.
Maybe Kyle Gibson. It does not involve Lance Lynn. And I don't think it involves Steven Matz.
What do you think the 5 looks like?
The 5?
Yes,
okay,
give
let's
me the
start.
5.
Sonny Gray.
Okay.
Eric Fetty.
Okay.
We have Andre Palante.
Okay.
If you want to bring back Kyle Gibson.
What do you think? Because you said they're going to change the rotation. So far, you've given me the 3 out of 5. They're back.
Okay. Then we're getting rid of them. And it's going to be Miles Michaelis is going to be your 5th starter, and Michael McGreevy should be number 4.
I can't have Michaelis in there. You had me up until Michaelis.
I don't want him in there either.
I can't.
But no one is going to take him.
They will at $8 million.
No, they won't.
Somebody
He's
will.
that bad.
But the White Sox want to continue to be bad. They'll trade for him.
That's
so. What you're saying is they'll make
well. Then
one
fine.
change.
If they don't, if Michaelis is not on the roster next year, then that's great.
Right. But I think our point, I think we're frustrating you, is that they won't make changes. And you said that they will.
I think they will.
One person.
I understand your frustration, Marshy, because common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense says you have to make changes. And I'm with you. You guys know this. I've said it. I've argued with Carey over it. That I want to believe that the thought process will be different. Now, will it? There's no past behavior that would indicate they're going to change at this point.
That's where I'm at.
Correct.
But they haven't had back-to-back losing seasons like this.
But we said this last year. They haven't finished last place since they're going to change.
But you can chalk that up to being a fluke. And people can be like, okay, whatever. The majority of the fan base will be like, no, this has been a trend for about 5 to 10 years now. But you can, fine. I'll give you, yeah, sure, it was a fluke. Because Paul Goldschmidt just came off a 2022 MVP campaign. That's fine. This is 2 seasons in a row now. We have not seen this, at least in my lifetime. We have not seen this bad of baseball back-to-back seasons. You have to make a change, and I would like to think that they're smart enough to do that. We keep saying, well, look at what they've done in the past. They haven't had this happen in the past under this ownership group. They haven't.
You're right.
So the last time was 94-95.
But again, Marshy's right. So common sense and forward thinking is what Marshy is going through right now. Do we believe the Cardinals can shift and change lanes?
No.
Okay.
I don't think they're capable of it. Do I think they should? Yeah, 2 separate conversations.
That's what I'm trying to stop Marshy from losing his mind here, because I understand what he's saying, but I do too. But I also understand the both of you in saying what you're saying. Like, well, they're not going to change. They're not going to change. But when Marshy's talking about what he's talking about, and me too, because I'm of the belief like you have to change. Like, this is broken.
Yes.
And when you look at the standings, right now the Cardinals are 3rd in the Central Division, but they're minus 63 run differential. The worst in that division. Like, by 20 runs almost.
Mm-hmm. And here's the caveat to all of this. I think that they will make changes. Now, Are those changes going to be good changes? That is the question mark. That is where I don't know if they know what they're doing in terms of where they need to go, but I do think there will be changes.
My frustration is you said they're going to make changes, and then you just ran off 4 of the 5 guys that are here now. And not including, and this is no offense against you, but not including the 5th one, who is Kyle Gibson, who's probably your 3rd best pitcher. Miles Michael is not, but he's going to be paid. Steven Matz, who knows? He's often injured, but he's being paid. Like, I don't see a world where they let Kyle Gibson walk and not allow him to pick up that and not to pick up that team option for next year when he's been one of your better pitchers, which essentially puts you right back where you were this year. The same core 5 guys in some form or fashion. If you say Matz goes to the bullpen and Lance Lynn, we don't need to pick up your option, cool. Okay. I would ask you, well, why the hell is Lance Lynn starting tomorrow if that's your plan for the future? I don't know. Maybe you have an agreement where you're trying to get him some more innings to be seen by another team. Who knows? But if your goal is to get the 5 best pitchers in the starting rotation, why not do it now? Yeah. Why wouldn't you start that process now? What are you waiting for?
It's too risky.
So when you say they're going to change, I don't think so.
They're not going to upset the apple cart.
And they don't want to upset the veterans.
Correct. Yes.
I know.
Yeah, and Michael McGreevy is the only guy that has shown that he's good enough to pitch at the major league level. So that's why I threw him in there. It's not
and
like
he should be up here right now.
You can't put 4 guys who've never pitched in Major League Baseball in your starting rotation next year because you want to go with a youth movement.
Where Palante's so
you have to have.
Let's get into this. Because I think, Marsh, what you're echoing is what some of the texters are echoing. Jamie, you've read off some, and it's gotten to the point where it's like, well, what do you want? Because, Marsh, I'm going to look at you then and say, don't you dare get frustrated from what you just saw then over the last 2 years if you're not on board with some sort of partial youth movement. But let's continue the conversation next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals take on the Cincinnati Reds tonight with Andre Pallante on the mound going up against Rhett Lauder. First pitch is at 6:45. Thomas Saggese has been called up from Memphis. He will start tonight and play shortstop, batting 7th in the Cardinals lineup. And Victor Scott II was sent down to Memphis. We're going to continue our fiery conversation on your St. Louis Cardinals coming up next, so stay tuned. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're just having a very spirited conversation about the changes that could or could not, the changes that will or will not be made next year. Now, Marsh, you had a very passionate take on this. I want you to be able to talk freely here without us, interrupting. What your thought is, because from our standpoint, real quick, just to reiterate, we agree with you that changes should be made.
Oh, for sure. I think everybody does.
Yes. Will changes be made? For me, it's like the ownership's the same. Changes won't be made, but maybe you have a different viewpoint. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, we all look at it and we're like, we look in the past and they haven't done anything right, but this team, this ownership group has not had back-to-back seasons like this in quite some time. You want to go back to the late 2000s where they missed the playoffs a few times? What are the differences there? You had dudes on your team. You had Albert Pujols on your team, right? And there were injuries in 2007. Adam Wainwright was out. Like, the team was just different, right? But this ownership group has not gone through back-to-back losing seasons, and it might not be a losing season depending on how they do to end the year, but it would be 2 back-to-back really disappointing seasons. And the fans are not going to the ballpark. So you have to make changes. I think they will. I think they will make changes. Now, I don't know if they'll make the right changes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there will be changes that are going to be made, and I think you'll see that in the starting rotation, and I think you'll see that on the field with the position players as well.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say maybe we're saying the same thing here in that the changes that they will make, it's going to be another version of, maybe it's not Kyle Gibson, but it's going to be the next Kyle Gibson next offseason.
That's not, I don't think they bring in anybody from the outside. Any new starting pitcher that's going to be here, it's going to be from Memphis. That's my thought.
Okay, well, then we agree then. We like that.
We like that idea.
Idea.
Here's where
I agree it's not going to be 4. You're right. But you got Gray and Fetty under contract. They're going to be back. Pallante deserves a spot. So you're really only talking about 2 if you open up the 2 spots. We're not talking about 4.
And you can't tell me that you don't have 2 in-house solutions.
Completely agree.
McGreevy has proven this year his numbers in the minors were good. Then he came up here, had a fantastic game, and then his numbers in the minors following that have been really good. So for me, that's a young player that should be given the opportunity to be in the rotation. If it doesn't work out, I honestly have no problem putting Steven Matz in the bullpen. You got 1 more year of his contract, and this is like a safety net for you. You want to have your 6-man rotation. Well, you don't really have that. You're not going to use that.
You're not going to do that.
Matz will be in the bullpen, but he's your 6th man. And if McGreevy stumbles or Graceffo stumbles or Quinn Matthews, this kid went from A ball to AAA in 1 season. He comes to spring training. This guy might be holy crap, look at this guy. And if so, maybe he's your 5th guy in the rotation. You go, okay, if that fails, Steven Matz. I do not think you can hang on to Miles Michaelis. And we had a good suggestion on the text line. Since somebody said, package Helsley with Michaelis and send them somewhere, get something in return. Just take my garbage. I'll give you something good alongside of it. Because as much as Helsley's been great for this team, you may not be in a situation where you're saving a whole lot of games.
Yeah.
And, as far as Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn are concerned, thank you for your services. Kyle Gibson, you did a great job. You did what you were supposed to do. Lance Lynn, I don't feel like you held up your end of the bargain. I just don't. You're supposed to be an innings eater. You really weren't. You gave up the long ball again. You just, now you're kind of forcing your way back in the lineup. We'll see how that goes on Wednesday. But for those 2, thank you for your services. You Cardinals forever. on your way.
I think the idea of like, well, the Cardinals, they've just been doing the same thing over and over. If anything, the Cardinals don't like to, and we talked about this last week, they don't like to waste money. Like, they're not going to just spend on players just to spend on them.
Right.
Especially with what's going on with the RSN. Mm-hmm. They're not going to give that money to Lance Lynn. Like, they're not.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is why we've been talking about a partial youth movement. I think when people hear youth movement, they crap themselves.
You can't have
I'm not paying for that. Slow down.
But are those not changes though? Like those, you say that they're going to run it back.
Well, those
are changes.
That's what I think they should do.
I think they'll actually do that.
I
think Michaelis will be back. I don't know about Goldie. I don't know about Goldschmidt. I fear that Goldschmidt will be back.
I feel Goldie will be back ahead of Michaelis.
They cannot cut the umbilical cord. They just can't. They can't do it. So I think Michaelis will be back for exactly what you said. They're not going to piss away money, and I worry about Goldie being that. To me,
if
signals.
If they did do that, they would have a lot.
They would have a lot. Yeah, just drink the.
I wish I could do that.
You think you'd have a lot of that with the beer sales and all this stuff, but Michaelis and Goldie, my fear is they'll be back. To me, that's not changes. One spot in the rotation is not a change to me. That's like you fill the need and you did it internally, and you're like, "Hey, Cardinals fans, look what we did." You did nothing. That's where I'm at. That's where my frustration's at.
But the rest of your lineup, apart from Arenado and Goldie, is younger players.
It is. I don't honestly
so
at this point.
I don't think you have to do much.
To me, don't talk to me about I don't care about the offense unless you find a cleanup hitter. Don't talk to me about 7, 8, 9. Don't talk to me about the young guys. If you don't find a cleanup spot, basically you're saying, we got a good defense and we got a running back. Do you have a quarterback? Well, we're trying. No, then you don't. So you don't have an offense then. You don't have an That's a story. You threw out the Tom Brady of defenses to me.
I'm just saying.
The Broncos.
But everybody
when Peyton Manning won, the Broncos.
Here's the thing.
Get out.
You have a cleanup hitter. His name is Nolan Gorman. Yeah.
No, you don't. He's not good in the cleanup spot. Okay. He's a better eighth play. He hits better in the eighth spot.
He may be trade bait this summer.
I'm sorry. You have a cleanup hitter. His name is Nolan Gorman. Huh? You got a 5-hole hitter. His name is Jordan Walker. You got everything you need in-house right now. You don't like the starting pitchers? Well, I hate to tell you this. Those guys are under contract and contractually obligated to pitch here in Cardinal uniforms in 2025. Now, what I could possibly do if you twisted my arm, maybe you could get me to get a couple of young guys up here in a relief role to prepare them for the future of them starting. But in terms of our starting rotation, damn it, it's set. You're going to get what you get, and you don't have a fit. And if I hear one more tell me that Paul Goldschmidt does not belong on this team in 2025, you know what? I'm done with you. Because he'll be your first baseman in 2025 with an option for 2026.
You out.
Stop complaining.
You.
Okay?
Get out.
Who else you going to get
Air
to
Comfort
pick
Service
up those balls at first base?
314-399-9646. Sports Six Pack is next. You out.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. A very quick opening to the six-pack, then we'll get into more. But, Marsh, what do you got for us?
Question number 1.
All right, this first question comes from the 314. Which MLB wildcard team has the best chance at being in the World Series? Is it Kansas City, Baltimore, Minnesota, Detroit, San Diego, Arizona, Atlanta, the Mets? Who do you guys think?
I mean, first one off the top of my head would be Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City, it has an absolutely loaded lineup. They've got some pitching. I know that the last month or so, things haven't exactly been great for them. But I think top to bottom, that would be the team that I would choose. I mean, when you have an MVP candidate in Bobby Witt Jr., and you've got the veteran leadership of Salvador Perez, and you got, guys that have had pretty good years like Hunter Renfroe and MJ Melendez. I think they're solid right now. What are you going to get out of Cole Raggins? What are you going to get out of Seth Lugo, Brady Singer, and Michael Walker in the playoffs? That remains to be seen, but I'll take them over most.
I'm going to go with the Padres. Mm-hmm. I'm going with the Padres. They've got the big names. Guys are coming back. Bodies are getting healthy. The rotation is not bad at all, along with a lot of pop in that lineup. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Padres.
I'm going to take the Orioles or the Yankees, whichever one doesn't win the division.
They'll be battle. I mean, whoever whoever doesn't win will still be battle tested.
There you go. So they'll be the wild card. I'll take whichever one. Right now it's the Orioles. They are the first wild card. I mean, they're in a game and a half back of the Yankees right now, and Yankees were struggling for a little bit. Aaron Judge was over-gopher for a while.
Yeah.
But if they're unable to catch the Yankees, I would say the Baltimore Orioles.
The Yankees over the last month, Nestor Cortes has been very good. Garrett Cole has been very good. I did look at Luis Severino, who used to be with the Yankees. He's now with the Mets, but their top-end pitching has been pretty good over the last month, so they might be in good shape. Who do you got, Marsh?
Question number 2.
Sorry.
I agree with Jamie, the Padres. Yeah, I like the way that they play baseball. Very fundamentally sound.
I think they get that from their manager.
Probably.
Question number 2.
Okay, from the 314, how many times throughout the year will Mizzou's strength of schedule change?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know what? It's already changed once.
Yep.
Because now Boston College is ranked. So that's a really interesting question. I don't know if I have the answer for you, but let's dive in here. So it's already changed once because Boston College is now ranked. They're 24th. Vanderbilt's not going to be ranked. Texas A&M was supposed to be a ranked opponent. We'll see if they, find their way back in. Although they lost to Notre Dame, we just lost to Northern Illinois. So Texas A&M probably not going to sneak in. UMass, no. Auburn, I don't know. Alabama should be ranked. Oklahoma should be ranked. If both of those teams climb up further than that, technically their schedule would be changed. Other than that, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Arkansas, I don't know.
Vandy could be. I mean, I don't think they will be before they play Mizzou, but they lost to Mizzou and won some games after. Right now, they are getting some votes for the top 25. So
they play Georgia State next.
Yeah.
So chances are
they should win, beat the hell out of them, which would put them closer to being in the top 25, depending on what happens in front of them. I don't know what Texas A&M looks like if they're able to jump back in there. They were kicked out after the Notre Dame loss, correct?
As well they should have. Yeah.
Well, especially now, seeing what Notre Dame did last week.
And they play at Florida, Bowling Green, and Arkansas. So no, I don't think Texas A&M will be a strong team by the time they play Mizzou.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Question number 3.
This one comes from Carrot. Is Will Levis a starter by the end of the season?
I don't think so. I don't think Will Levis. I don't think Will Levis is a starter.
Who takes his job?
You got rid of Malik Willis.
Yep.
He was like, who do you replace him with? Who is their backup?
Ryan Tannehill off the couch.
Is he?
There you go.
No, he's not there anymore.
He's not even,
jeez, who is it? Let's find out.
It is Mason. Yep, take it. Mason Rudolph.
There you go.
Yep, sure.
Oh, Rudy.
Will Levis. I'm sorry, Will Levis is not quarterback. He's not going to be. He's not a franchise starter. He's not a good player. He's way too stiff. He's not a quarterback. I'm sorry. And I don't think Bryce Young is I love Bryce Young. One of the biggest things I thought Bryce Young was going to be is accurate. He's not even accurate. That's been a disaster. So I think Will Levis, Bryce Young, I think those two guys at some point might
Caleb
get benched.
Williams.
Yeah, I don't know about Caleb yet.
We'll see.
In one game.
But I could totally see Mason Rudolph taking that spot.
I could too.
He's
Yeah,
totally that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, let's give it to him. Why not?
Yeah. He's got starting experience.
Yep.
Led the Steelers to the playoffs last year.
He got great hair, too.
That defense led the Steelers to the playoffs last year.
Got that perfect Lego hair. Just right on his head.
Yep. None of the Michigan.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just right across. Right across. All right.
That's why Myles Garrett had to train.
We'll continue.
There's another reason.
Yeah. We'll continue our Sports Six-Pack coverage next on 101 ESPN. Before coming into the station, I went up to the Missouri Athletic Club, got my workout in, talked to a bunch of friends that I've met throughout the years there, and showered up, went in the steam room, loved going to the Missouri Athletic Club. But it's more than just a workout facility. They've got great places to eat. They've got various clubs that you can sign up and you can sign your family up for. So maybe, your kids want to do basketball lessons or tennis lessons or golf lessons. Oh, got it there right there at the Missouri Athletic Club. Downtown spot, great for big-time events or catching a Cardinals game and taking that shuttle over to Busch Stadium. They've got great spots, great clubs, two great clubs, in fact. It's Missouri Athletic Club, Miami AC.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
5:05, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh, continuing the Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 4.
Can we be done talking Cardinals baseball?
Sure.
No, this is St. Louis, damn it.
It is St. Louis.
St. Louis is fed up with it too, guys. Let's just be honest.
All right.
Well, they love Groundhog's Day. Bill Murray, that's a great movie.
That was a great movie. Yeah.
That's what you're in.
Seen it.
So we're all in agreement?
Yeah.
No more Cardinals?
I'll say aye.
Aye.
Nay.
All right.
Oh,
outvoted.
sorry.
We got a question from the 239. Let's say Lance Lynn throws a gem tomorrow. Is there any way he replaces Miles Michaelis in the rotation? Because I don't think there's any way they are planning to replace him with McGreevy.
He throws a
For
gem.
next year? I don't care about this year. So
Define gem.
If the
7
gets through the
no-hit
fourth inning?
innings.
Are we talking about for this season?
I don't.
Because I don't care at all.
This is for next year.
Next year, you can't bring back Lance Lynn.
Okay.
So, no, I don't think he
The
replaces
only
Miles
reason,
Michaelis
because he
year.
has a club option and they can go
That
away.
doesn't mean he has a contract.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's the only reason. If he were under contract, he would be here. That's why Miles Michaelis will be
Which
here.
is precisely probably why they didn't give him a 2-year deal.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's fine. Kyle Gibson, has he not earned his club option for next
He
year?
has, but not in lieu of what I want to do with the club. So, Kyle, thank you for your service.
Okay.
Moving on.
Sorry you feel that way.
There's
Trying
no
to make
way.
this team better.
Are you?
Oh, I am, for sure.
You think you get better without veterans, Jamie?
100%. Without those guys, we'll get better.
You got
And if it's not
veterans.
next year, it'll be the year after.
You got other veterans.
It's time. It is time. It is time.
And it's time for question number 5.
Question number 5.
This one comes from Grant Francis Fan Club. Jamie, are there any surprise later round, non-first round prospects in the Blues system that we should watch to factor into the team's plans in the near future?
Yeah, that's going to be a no right now, just because the Blues have had some higher picks in the last handful of years, and certainly when they liquidated with Ryan O'Reilly, Vladimir Tarasenko, that whole season of trading off your unrestricted free agents, and then Army picked up a few more picks in the offseason. Like, the Blues have enough high-end players to where the late-round guys, I don't think, are going to be making an impact anytime soon. Is there one out of the bunch that might pop his head in the next 3 or 4 years? Possibly. But again, I think that the Blues are so top-heavy with higher picks, meaning, 4th round or higher, that I wouldn't pinpoint one certain player right now, which is good. Mm-hmm. Means they're heading in the right direction.
Question number 6.
Well, gentlemen, it's only been 1 week, but which NFL head coaches are on the hot seat? If you had to rank them from 1 to 5, which one has the hottest seat where they need to stand up and pat their butt because it's so hot?
I got one name that came into my mind instantly. I don't know about
Mine
you guys.
too. Might not be the same. It might be.
Go ahead.
It won't be.
Go ahead.
I know you. It won't be.
On 3?
No, go ahead. I don't think I have the same as any of you.
Well, who
guys.
you got?
I have another one, too.
Oh, we might have 4 different ones. Who you got?
Hold on. Let's play a game, okay? Play a game. Do any of us have the same name?
How do we know?
Probably not.
No. That's what the game is, Jamie. Holy smokes. Okay, yeah, no. Marsh, go ahead. Then Carey, then Jamie, then me.
We don't want to say it all at the same time.
What is wrong with you today?
So we just sputtered out at the same time?
No, what I'm asking,
and confused the hell out of everybody?
It's a guessing game.
Okay. And
do
then
you think
Anthony,
any of us...
Hey, I'll play. Yes, I do.
Okay, how
Is
many...
that better?
Yeah, how many do you think?
2.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Better?
It's way better.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure you're okay with it,
I just want to make sure you're okay with it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine, Anthony, as long as you're not,
Jamie, if you want to fight in the hallway, Marsh, call 911 for me. I'll fight you. I will. I'll absolutely fight you.
Somebody call an ambulance.
And I won't go down,
but not
for
for
a
me.
while. Okay?
Okay.
I got one team. I got one name.
Marsh, seriously, get the ambulance for me.
Go ahead, Carey.
Brian Daboll.
No.
That's not my guy either.
That's not my guy.
It's not my guy.
Me, it's, what's his name? Kevin Stefanski.
That's my guy.
He just made the play.
Jamie, that's my guy.
Are you guys
Marshy,
serious?
we get to leave early.
Yeah, see you guys.
Wait a minute. He won Coach of the Year last year with his 5 starting quarterbacks. You want to get rid of him?
Yeah,
Well,
did you
the
see
Cardinals
that
got rid of
team
Mike
play?
Schilt.
What the hell?
Carey,
Did you see? That ain't
I didn't
his
ask
fault.
for your support on this. I fired him.
That's crazy. Who's your guy? Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Are you kidding me?
Same
That's
city.
a layup.
Huh? Same city. Huh? Huh? Yeah.
That's not even the same city.
Kind of.
Buffalo's in Toronto.
No.
What?
Brian Daboll is in New York.
Oh, that's right. I'm an idiot. I was thinking of the Bills. I was thinking of the offensive coordinator of the Bills. My bad. I had him 3 years ago. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. My bad.
You know, the shortstop has to lead off.
I just had the Jamie shortstop moment. I apologize. Same city. Yes, you're right.
When you
Same
said wrong,
city.
I was like, well, I guess one of them is New Jersey, but technically they play at the same
Mine
place.
is.
He's like, Buffalo's Toronto.
Buffalo.
I had him as the OC in Buffalo. Not even a head coach. That's my fault. I'm an idiot. No, it's Robert Saleh. That's the layup.
No.
I don't know if it's
He yawn.
Do you
just enough to keep his job.
I'm disappointed in you all wanting to fire Kevin Stefanski.
I'm not disappointed at all.
He's two-time head coach of the year.
I don't think they'll fire him.
Ever since Kevin Stefanski knew he was going to be a head coach and basically did nothing for that Vikings while he was the offensive coordinator, that Vikings 49ers playoff game, he knew. He checked out. I don't like the guy.
Oh, this is some.
I just saw that team play
grievance
really
you got.
bad football, and I was like, "Eesh." The defense fine.
Yeah.
You got
know
Miles Garrett.
why?
Defense gonna be fine.
It was really bad football. They got a quarterback that they paid $240 million guaranteed dollars to. They cannot see.
Yeah. How much guaranteed money does Stefanski have?
That ain't his fault.
Guarantee he goes before the quarterback.
I would beg to differ.
Well, the quarterback
if the
might
quarterback didn't have issues,
There you go. I would
okay.
beg to differ.
I meant just the playing side of it.
Listen, I can't take too much away from what the Cleveland Browns did, and this is coming from me. They look terrible, but they don't have their best player, their starting running back. Their 2 offensive linemen were out. The strength of their team is their offensive line and their running game. 3 guys, 2 linemen, running back out of the game. Quarterback can't see downfield past. Jamie, I watched that damn game. There is no way he does not have depth perception problems. He threw the ball 10 yards past the receiver.
The guy should have been faster.
No,
I think what Jamie said yesterday was accurate. He looked out. He saw the fan all dressed up in his
But he had
Browns
his head
jersey.
painted orange.
Yeah, Deshaun got confused.
I have a theory.
Watson put his arms up.
Maybe he likes being sacked and hit.
So he can get massages.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting many of those. That might be why.
Marsh might be onto something.
It's just a theory.
Guys,
pretty good. It's pretty
did we all
strong
miss?
theory.
Did we all miss an obvious one? By the way,
Nick Sirianni.
Nope.
Mike McCarthy.
Nope.
They won.
What about Eberflus?
That was a good one. That was the other one on my mind.
We all missed somebody else.
That was the one.
We missed our coverage on that one.
Yeah, we did. Yep. It's worth talking about. Sure.
But he's a defensive guy, and that defense looked pretty damn good.
Well, the offense stunk.
Brian Daboll is out of there.
Robert Saleh's
along
out
with
of
the
there.
GM, because
Joe Shane.
when the owner came in and said
He did.
Well,
he did.
The owner said I'm not going to feel good if Saquon goes somewhere in our division. I ain't going to be able to stomach that.
They're both gone.
Yeah,
the Jets and Giants.
Looking for new head
Same
coaches.
city, by the way.
Same city, not
in New Jersey.
The Garden State.
Toronto.
Yeah.
And then who's replacing Brian Daboll in New York?
Eli Manning.
I was going to no.
Bill Belichick, no desire
A
to be
different
coach.
guy that was on the Manning
Johnson.
Nope. Bill
Belichick.
I see Belichick with the Cowboys next year.
He's going to have a job.
How can you get rid of McCarthy if he goes like 11 and something?
They won't.
And Dak plays great again.
If they get eliminated in the first round,
Well, they
right
will.
away,
They
then
should've
Jerry
did it
Jones.
last
year. Cowboys.
Jerry Jones will be like, it's the same thing every year. I need somebody to get me past the first round.
Right.
Bill, you available?
Yeah.
Got great cheerleaders down here, Bill.
I don't know if Bill and
His girlfriend's a cheerleader, or she was.
I don't know if Bill and Jerry Jones would.
She is.
I feel like they'd bump heads. You know?
Yeah, they might.
Where
It does happen sometimes.
If Mara, is that his last name? The CEO of the
Giants?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I need a new GM, I need a new head coach. Why don't you come in here, Bill?
You'll be both.
You'll be both.
You'll do great.
Because you can't do any worse.
Nope. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie's still rolling over there. All right, we got the Stalter Stackup, which is basically now a Fastlane Stackup. Yes. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Are you currently paying too much for ED medication, fellas? Listen up. Get over to the Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. And I know you did the little blue pill, the gummy thing. Forget about that. The Medicine Shop in St. Charles has a generic called Sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Seen this advertised in other places. They talk about other prices, not less than $2 a pill. Prescription required, of course. And if there's any other medications or, like I said before, my daughter's diabetic, lots of supplies, maybe you have a relative or your loved one that needs different supplies, medical things. Well, the Medicine Shop in St. Charles, they offer free discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. It's a phenomenal program. I take full advantage of it, especially during hockey season when life is absolutely crazy. They've got a great pharmacy located in St. Charles. Unbelievable staff, super friendly. I call them my pharmacy family over there. Walk in, tell them Jamie sent you in. If you got any questions, they're going to answer them for you. Just a great group of people. But if you can't get there to visit my friends at the Medicine Shop, visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. Again, that's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
Oh, Sean McVay is the best playbook. Oh.
Stalter on the fumble.
Oh, my God.
Anthony.
You like that? You like that?
You're wrong on this one, Anthony.
Anthony, who cares what you think?
On stacks, on stacks, on stacks.
I always appreciate that opening. Makes me not want to.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah.
Like that?
Well,
You
the
like
Kirk
that?
in
You
there
like
is
that?
great.
Like that?
The attack of my intelligence is good. Overall well-being, all that.
Just wait. Kirky and the boys will be 0-3 before you know it, Anthony.
They will. They are going to
No,
go
they will
0-3.
be. No,
They
seriously.
got the Eagles on Monday night.
and the Chiefs.
See ya, 49-3, and then the Chiefs.
On Thursday night? Is it Thursday
Monday
or Sunday night?
Monday night.
The Chiefs after that. They got the Eagles this week and then the Chiefs.
Hey, I don't care if the Chiefs have to play the following day. If they're playing the Falcons, they're going to beat them.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I got the Chiefs. Number 1, Marshy.
Okay. Number 1.
Yeah, no, this is the Chiefs. Any disagreements there, boys?
Nope.
You guys got all the Chiefs? Okay.
Sunday night.
I don't think all of us were on this bandwagon for number 2 before. So I want to know where you guys have
Number 2.
the 49ers, because the 49ers were my number 2 team last week.
I actually contemplated putting them at number 1 after watching what I saw last
Did you
night.
have them at 2 last week?
Yes, I did.
I had them at 3, behind the Ravens.
And number 2?
49ers.
There we go. All right. Marshy?
I have the San Francisco 49ers at number 2.
Fair enough. All right.
Number 3.
Moving up the Lions. I have to.
Better.
They played well on... Actually, you know what? I don't even know if they played that great on Sunday night, but they got tested, and I think they've got better days ahead of them. I mean, when Amon-Ra St. Brown only catches a handful of passes and you still put up 26 points and you take down a challenging Rams team, I thought that was impressive. Ravens, they did lose on the road at Kansas City opening night, so they had to challenge themselves. But I'm just going to pay the Lions some respect here and get them at number 3. Jamie, I highly doubt you disagree.
No, Lions at number 3 for me.
Carey, your Lions or your 3?
I would have the Eagles ahead of them.
Based on what? Just out of curiosity.
No, based on I've talked about it all offseason. The addition of Saquon Barkley, to me, was one of the best additions in the offseason. You saw what it helped do on Friday night, scoring 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Like, he is a game changer for an offense that already has so many weapons. So for me, it's the Eagles.
All right, 3, Marshy.
I had Baltimore still there.
Okay.
Baltimore still
Spicy.
3 for me.
All right.
Number 4.
I just dropped Baltimore 1 spot. That's it. I flipped the Lions and the Ravens, giving credit to the Lions for winning the game. Ravens, I dropped to 4. Not that I think that they're worse for wear. I mean, I still got them in my top 4, but had an opportunity to win. You did not. Where's the deep shots with Baltimore? I didn't think their defense played, great overall. They got some procedural issues to work out. And I don't know if Derrick Henry is necessarily the best fit. I wonder if there's going to be some issues there, as the season wears on with Henry and keeping him on the field consistently. That's a team that's got to play from in front. So I still think they've got kind of a glaring weakness. But look, they're still an excellent team overall with Lamar. So I got them at 4.
Why don't you like the Eagles?
I'll like them more after they pound the Falcons. We'll get to them.
I'm just asking.
4 for me is the Eagles.
4 for me is the Lions. That's got the Eagles flipped.
I got the Lions as well at number 4.
5.
Give me the Houston Texans. I had them at 7. I'm going to move them all the way up. That's a fun-ass team to watch. Offensively, they're going to be a problem all year long. What's the one thing they didn't have last year consistently? A running game. Joe Mixon looked great. That offensive line, solid. We all know about the weapons in C.J. Stroud. Defensively, they had some issues on Sunday, especially with the deep ball there from Anthony Richardson. I think that DeMeco Ryans, who's an outstanding coach, he's proven defensively, they're going to be fine. I got them in my top 5, boys. I'm going to put the Texans at 5.
All right, I've got the Cowboys at 5. Watching Dak, C.D. Lamb, watching Micah Parsons go to work. They look like a seasoned team, man. That looked like a team that was in week 4 or week 5, not week 1. So I got the Cowboys.
Garrett.
Ravens.
Marshy.
Number 5.
Yep.
The Houston Texans.
Oh, nice. Okay. We're in lockstep there. All right.
Number 6.
I got the Eagles here. I didn't think they played that well on Friday night. I know that Saquon played well. I don't think Jalen Hurts played that great. The field conditions may have been a huge issue, but it was an issue on both sides. I didn't think defensively they looked great. That wasn't that impressive. Saquon was impressive, but Saquon is not the Philadelphia Eagles. So I dropped the Eagles down a couple of spots. I thought Houston was more impressive in a win. I thought in a narrow win on the road. I thought Baltimore was more impressive in a narrow loss. And Detroit, obviously, more impressive in a home win. So I got the Eagles at 6.
I got the Bills. I got Josh Allen, that
Circle
offense.
The wagons.
What's that?
Circle the wagons.
Yeah. I mean, that was a tough game for them, and they showed some grit. Josh Allen looked fantastic, man. Made a couple of really good plays, good passing plays, and then obviously massive individual plays. He leaps into the end zone there. I got the Bills at 6.
Gary.
I have the Dolphins at 6.
Where'd you have them last week?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
I had them at 7, I believe.
Okay, so
but they were behind they were in front of, who knows where it's at? I don't know. But
I can't find it. To hell with it.
The hell with it.
All right, Marshy.
At number 6, I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, Marshy, you and I back to back there.
Oh, here it is.
Number 7, thank you.
I had this team at 8 last week. I got them at 7 now, the Buffalo Bills. All the same reasons Jamie just indicated. I thought that, a lot of people, like I heard Cowherd say, well, they're too reliant on Josh Allen. I would rather rely on Josh Allen than half the league.
That's a good point.
Especially from the quarterback position, 3/4 of the league, I would not want to rely on. Josh Allen, I'm good with that. I thought they spread the ball around really well. I don't think they absolutely needed Stephon Diggs last week. Now, will that change throughout the course of the year? Maybe.
Probably.
But I think the way that they I thought they were going to go double tight. Dalton Kincaid, I don't think he had a catch until the third quarter. So if they can do that, if he can avoid the turnovers, I think the Bills are going to be fine. I got them at 7.
I got the Ravens at 7, and much to the same reasons that you have, I didn't like their passing game. I thought it was mid. The running game was fine when they used it. Derrick Henry, it felt like a useless acquisition. That's week 1. I get it. Come week 2, week 3, week 4, it might look different. Lamar, he ran the ball well, but it just looked like rinse repeat to me.
Sure.
Like a lot of the same looks as we got all of last year, we saw on week 1. So for me, they're number 7.
I have the Texans at 7. Just felt like they played well. I love Joe Mixon. I love what they were able to do. And I was torn between flipping them and the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins had an off day, but were still able to win. They got a lot, there's a lot going on pregame for them. So
how so?
A few things. But I do love what the Texans did. So, I got them at 7.
By the way, we do need a new Beat the Streak contestant, so if you want to text in right now to play Beat the Streak, you can. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. We got Beat the Streak coming up.
Number 7 for me, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. I figured, they just showed up and they won.
Yep. They did what they're supposed to do.
They whipped them. They whipped a banged-up opponent that was overmatched.
100%.
So they did so on the road.
They're number 7 for me.
Number 8.
Same. Got the Cowboys. Got the Cowboys at 8. So not same, but got the Cowboys at 8. Same idea as you did. They showed up. It was like a hot butter going through a knife there. Yeah. Carey mentioned it. Cleveland offensive line banged up.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson doesn't know how to play football anymore. That defense was outstanding a year ago at home, and Dallas really took it to them. I agree. They're in midseason form.
8 for me. Houston Texans. I had them at 7 last week. It's not that they played poorly. No, well, it's not that I've dropped them. For me, other teams just kind of springboarded past them a little bit, but they're still right there for me.
All right, Carey.
Cowboys, 8. Same reasons. I thought they won. It wasn't too impressive of a win. It was a win. It was like Tom Brady's performance. It was good enough.
Number 8 for me, Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Nothing.
I'm sorry, they were losing by, what was it? Was it 17-3?
17-3, then 17-10.
They did.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have. It shouldn't even been that way. They should have smoked the Jaguars.
They should have at home.
Okay.
Number 9.
This is where I got Miami. I had Miami 10. Only reason why I moved them up is because Jordan Love no longer plays for the Packers on a weekly basis.
Man.
I had the Packers 9, dropped them out. I had the Bengals at 6. That speaks for itself. I would clearly high that day. I got the Bengals out of there, so Miami's 9.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I got the Dolphins at 9. I didn't think they looked all that impressive. Now, an asterisk there. They had some things that happened before the game that were a little bit distracting to a couple of their players. But either way, it wasn't the dominant Miami offense that I thought I was going to see.
Yeah. If they hung 50 on them, I'd be like, all right, cool, we're moving up a lot further. But no, Jamarsh is right. The Jaguars had them beat for a while.
So for me, this is going to be an interesting one.
Oh, boy.
I got the Indianapolis Colts.
Wow.
Yes. I love what they in a loss.
Wow.
I think that they showed me some things. If they can get Jonathan Taylor rolling in the way that I think that they can, I think they'll be okay. Anthony Richardson to me is outstanding. He had a really good game. They were leading that game. The Texans had to fight and claw their way back into winning that game. So I love what the Colts did last week.
Number 9 for me is the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo.
Buffaloes.
All right. And finally,
Number 10.
this one I love. I love this at number 10 here. The defending and the future NFC South champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
You cannot stop this Buccaneers team, even if you tried. Shaky Bakey, no longer. It's Baker Mayfield, okay? Former number 1 overall pick Baker Mayfield. Outstanding weapons. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I see it.
Don't you dare.
At the number 10 spot.
The Dolphins were at number 10 last week, and they won.
Barely. A handsome man, but his game isn't always pretty. But he's got so many weapons around him. The Bucs played very, very well. They're number 10 for me.
Jamie, I want you to take a look, see what that says.
Says the Buccaneers.
Hey, I agree with all of you. I think they did an outstanding job. They, to me, didn't think that they had a chance. I thought that the Falcons were going to win that division running away. I don't think that anymore.
We were all drunk when we said that.
We were
into the cuffs.
Yeah, we were.
We're
so stupid.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers look
pretty uniforms, but they stink at football.
They're not good.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers, I think, are going to win that division. They looked outstanding. And, Baker Mayfield, good for him, man. He's found a home. I thought he did okay in Cleveland. He did really well in Los Angeles when he got an opportunity there. He's got an opportunity for the past couple of years in Tampa Bay. Found himself a home, and he's been doing really good. Now,
Marshy?
Do not hate me. I had TB written at number 10, and then I crossed it out.
Oh. And you then rewrote.
Well, we didn't.
The Los Angeles Rams.
No, that's not. No.
Why? They almost just beat the Detroit Lions without Puka Nacua.
Come on. They got Cooper Kupp. It was Puka Nacua before. Puka Nacua.
It's Tampa. That's the right answer, Marsh. We'll give you another chance here before we sign off and go to beat the streak.
He's going to do it.
Well, Anthony, I hate the Los Angeles Rams. They're staying at number 10.
I see what you're doing there. Okay, all right.
We did establish this earlier that Marsh kind of took over that curse mantle. All right. Well, we'll find out which curse is stronger. We've got Beat the Streak coming up next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Cincinnati Reds tonight. Andre Palante on the mound going up against Rhett Lauder. First pitch is at 6:45. Thomas Saggese has been called up from Memphis. He will start tonight for the Redbirds. Well, actually, the Cardinals, not the Memphis Redbirds. He is batting 7th, and he will be playing shortstop. And Victor Scott II has been optioned to AAA. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
You know what, man? I like you.
Yeah.
You're lifting our guy CD up. I like that a lot.
Especially after losing today in the Gauntlet.
And because you're such, I'm going to give you my pick. I'm going to give you TJ Friedel.
There you go.
Just right against the Cardinals.
Let's go.
All right.
Carey, go ahead with your own pick.
Oh, I don't need time now. I gave him mine. Give me a second.
Well, sorry for being nice, Carey. Everybody's picking on Carey. Poor Carey.
Give me Jonathan India. There you go. Jonathan India.
All right. I'm going, let's see here. I'm going to go with Alec Burleson.
All right, there you go.
He's been ice cold. It's got to change.
It's bound to change, right?
It's got to, right?
Guys?
At some point.
Right? Yeah. All right, man. Hey, we appreciate you. I hope you're back tomorrow. I hope you get a long streak ahead of you.
I hope Carey gave me a good one.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Thanks, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Yep, see you.
All right. There you go. There's Beat the Streak. We got time for biggest question of the day? I think we do.
We'll make it quick.
We'll make it a quick one. Make it a quickie.
Of the day.
You had to.
You don't have one, do you?
No.
I got one for you guys. I got one for you.
Okay.
All right. I got a biggest question of the day.
I was just saying you had to turn into Jamie for 2 seconds.
You did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was
gotcha.
appalled, quite honestly.
Yeah. That makes sense. No, go, Marsh, you have one?
No. You got one.
Okay. You have one, did you?
I have one.
I got a question for you guys. Here's the biggest question of the day. If you were to redo one of your predictions for the NFL season that is not the Falcons winning the NFC South, what would it be?
Oh, well, jeez, Anthony.
Oh, that's
like
a good
something
question.
like week one. You already want to You already want to switch. Like, for me, it's the Bengals. Like, I think you got big problems, Bengals.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have trusted you. I haven't trusted you in 3 years, even when you were good. So for me, it's the Bengals winning the AFC North.
Me, it's the Packers making the playoffs.
That's a good one. Yeah, with Jordan Love.
I got to go with the New York Football Giants, thinking that they were going to do anything positive this year. It doesn't look like it. Clearly wrong.
Poor Carey.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I'd change everything about week 1.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Your picks,
I would change at least 6 of them. Yeah.
What's your biggest regret? I'm sorry, you said the Panthers, right? Was your biggest one?
I mean,
that was rogue.
That was me trying to be smart.
That was the Michigan.
That was
with the points.
That was you with the points.
Yeah.
Like I knew.
I'm so smart. Look at me. I'll take Michigan.
I'm just going to take the favorites from now on.
You picked the other team the whole week.
All week.
Texas. Give me Michigan.
Yeah.
What?
Hook 'em horns. I'll take Michigan +7, please, because I'm so smart. I'm smarter than all of you.
Who's Michigan got this week coming up?
I don't know. I'll take the other team.
Yeah, maybe.
It's probably like Arkansas State or something.
I think it's
either way, the Red
game.
Wolves, I think they're primed.
So you mentioned the Bengals and the question that I wanted to ask, and I threw this in the group chat a couple days ago, and we talked about kind of players that are kind of selfish. You brought up Shedeur Sanders and whatnot.
Is it Arkansas State? Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That was lodged somewhere in there.
Full Stalter.
That was like. Obviously, I'd seen it somewhere, but that was lodged. Go ahead.
Do you think this whole Jamar Chase thing has like left a sour taste in like Joe Burrow's mouth? Like the rest of the team. Like I just feel like the whole contract.
That's his boy, isn't it?
I know, but like. At what point? How do you balance I want to get paid?
An effect?
I think it's a huge effect. It's not a team move. It's not a team player move.
Yeah.
But I get it though, because it's your career.
But he watched other guys do it and get paid.
100%.
So his agent and him,
I get it.
They're probably
this is a good thing for the athletes though, because I often feel like for you guys, if somebody's in the middle of a contract dispute, it's almost like universally known. Hey, that's his business.
Yeah.
He'll handle it.
Get paid.
I never we had guys hold out. Hey man, do you?
Yeah.
And I don't think Joe Burrow would be bothered. I mean, they were college teammates. Jamar Chase, I was reading something. I think he tried to move in the same area that Joe Burrow was when he first got drafted. Like I think they are good enough friends to where I don't think Joe Burrow would be bothered by it. If anything, he might be bothered by the fact that he hasn't been signed yet.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Not that hair.
That hair's terrible.
That hair was a choice, guys.
It looked kind of cool when it first came out, and he's like, it kind of looks like Slim Shady.
I agree, but then it looked
dumb.
When I saw him sitting there on the bench and they were losing, I'm like, suddenly that looks terrible.
In that moment, he looked like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
Yeah, it's a good call.
He looked like sad. He lost his parents.
He lost his parents.
He was just sitting there sad.
Yeah, at first he was happy.
And then he was sad.
Then he was sad, yeah.
That's what I thought of.
It's like he was sitting in like a school gym or something.
Right outside the principal's office.
Yes.
Yeah. Knowing he's being called in next.
Pool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. We've got Bet the Board. We've got 3 stars of the day, criticisms, compliments. That's all next on 101 ESPN.
Winter right around the corner, and you're going to want to make sure you have great windows. Keep that cold air outside. Keep that money in your wallet. That's where you call my friends over at Window World. They are simply the best for less. They are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues, and we just talked quickly there about efficiency. They make an unbelievable window. They have a double-strength glass that gives it a strength not commonly used in replacement windows. That strength also makes it more efficient for you. you and your family. And not only that, lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. That is what Window World does for you. Customer satisfaction is key for them. They want to make sure that not only are you a customer now, but you're a customer for life, and you tell your friends all about it as well. And Window World, along with their customer service, they are offering up to 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. And it's pretty easy. All you have to do is pick up the phone and give them a call. But when you call them, tell them Jamie from 101 ESPN sent you in. That'll qualify you right there for 4 Blues tickets to an upcoming game. And that number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800. Or you can always visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
Yes, available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We also have our 101 ESPN salute to our nation's military for service members, their families, and anyone currently on base at Scott Air Force Base. You can join us for our annual Military Appreciation Live broadcast. It's next Wednesday. It's one of our favorite live events. It's on September 18th from 2 to 6. If you're on base, we hope that you'll stop by as we broadcast next Wednesday again, 2 to 6, live from Scott Air Force Base. It's all brought to you by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and and insulation, CarStar, and Budweiser. Time to bet the board on 101 ESPN. Marsh, what do we got for latest standings? Or do we not have those?
I got it pulled up right here.
Jamie's got one, I think.
Why do you remember what I have?
Because you and I were tied yesterday at 1.
Yeah, you guys have 1.
I've got 2.
Oh, 2. Carey.
Hold on. Jamie has 2?
No, I got 1.
Okay.
Marsh, why don't you
Carey.
go ahead and tell us the standings?
Carey, I've got 1.
That looks like the one you gave me on the highway the other day.
Same one.
Go ahead, Marsh.
I'm just going to go.
Power through.
Because I'm in first. So the opening kickoff did hit, which was great.
That was weird.
I'm going to go with Juan Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs.
Sneaky son of a gun.
Minus 140.
So how many points do you have right now, Mark?
I have 5.
You have 5. Carey has...
This guy. Huh? This guy. Is that...
Carey, what did you have last night?
He had Juan Soto.
You know what?
1.5 hits, runs, RBIs.
And did Soto do so?
Yeah, he did.
So Carey has, what, 4 points?
3.
Were you going with
3
that
points.
same one today, Carey?
I was.
That's too bad.
Would you like me to go? Since I have, what, 2 points, Marsh?
This guy. All right. Well, give me Marcell Ozuna with the same 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Minus 135.
Okay.
Doesn't work that way, Marshy. He'll go over today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I will take the Padres over 3.5 total runs tonight against the Mariners. They're facing George Kirby. George Kirby's pretty good. He hasn't been over his last 5 starts, though. He's been pretty bad.
All right.
Give me the Padres over 3.5 runs.
I'll make this easy. Dodgers on the money line over the Cubs, minus 150. They got Imanaga and Yamamoto on the bump against each other. Shohei Ohtani chasing 50 and 50.
What's the...
150. Minus 150.
Okay.
Dodgers over the Cubs.
Got it. All righty. Marsh, you got any criticisms and compliments for us?
Yeah, this one's from Demetrius in the Snake Pit. I listen to you guys every day. This is my first time in the chat, and I'm watching live. And my gosh, Jamie Rivers is a stud muffin. He can be the cream in my coffee any day.
Oh,
Jamie Rivers.
Thank you, Demetrius. Even if you're lying, it made me feel good. Thank you.
I don't think that was a lie.
I don't know.
Marsh, go ahead, quick.
All right, our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day is going to go to Hamish Pfister.
Hamish Pfister.
Hamish. 2nd star of the day goes to...
It's an option.
Goes to Carey Davis for sitting in the penalty box. And 1st star of the day goes to shortstops that lead off all the time.
Yes.
All right, that'll do it for us. We will see you.